out because that'll happen. Let me make sure I got these situated. All right. I'm ready whenever you are. Keep going. You got plenty of space.
Just take it around this,
Yeah, that's
not those.
Okay, now let's fill this.
Yeah, I think this will twerk.
But watch out, because it's...
I see it.
Watch out because
You were trailing off. Did I catch a niner in there? Were you calling from a walkie-talkie?
hey.
Lots of people go to school for 7 years. Yeah, they're called doctors.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Independence, Missouri. We're on the campus of William Chrisman High School in Independence for a Class 4 District 7 opening round matchup. The Harrisonville Wildcats, the Van Horn Falcons, set to come your way in district play. I've been so used to the MRVC. Speaking of MRVC, before we get started on the pregame show tonight, anybody listening along, there will be 2 new members to the MRVC West starting next season. The Center Yellow Jackets and the Clinton Cardinals will join the other 6 teams in the MRVC West, so it will be an 8-team conference next season, and we'll get into that maybe a little bit later as well. I know Coach Maxwell, the athletic director at Harrisonville, is probably relieved at that. That's a lot less stress on him trying to find football opponents. So it is our pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in and set up an account and take advantage of free internet banking. I've got 2 guys in the booth with me tonight, Gary Davidson and Travis Forschler joining me tonight as we get ready for football. Gary's, he's retired. He's part-time, so he's not going to be able to make it next couple of weeks, but we had to find somebody, and at the last minute, the only person we could find was Travis Forschler. So
unfortunately for you.
But nevertheless, we are ready for some high school football, and guys, this is the best time of year. It's the beginning of November. It's district football. It's playoff football. Hey, if you don't win, you go to basketball practice on Monday afternoon.
It's not what happens in September, it's what happens in November. And so who wins in November? It's win or go home. So if we don't, it's either put up or shut up. We don't have, nobody's on the field right now, but we've got a lot of opportunity to move forward in this district. I think you're probably going to run down the district here in just a minute, some of the opportunity we're going to have in the next several games. So it's going to be exciting what we can do. Some of the things that we thought our team was going to be able to do this year, and hopefully we're going to be able to see that out of them tonight.
And it's a new season. We talked about it. We'll talk about it in the keys to the game tonight as where we are in the season. But you had your non-con, then you had your conference. Now we're into district play. So this is kind of like the 3rd season. Harrisonville was in this situation last year. They were, I believe, the 6 or 7 seed going into last year, and they were able to knock off 2 of the top seeds and advance all the way to the district championship game, where they gave Warrensburg a run for their money as well. So they've played in the district championship game for 5 consecutive years. And they've won 4 of those, they won 6 consecutive years, and they won 5 of those, I believe. So they know what this time of year is all about. So we'll see if they've got things ready to roll tonight.
Well, and they've had the opportunity to see this team because they saw them last year. They beat them 34-14 last year. And so we're hopefully going to be able to see the same thing out of them this year to move forward in the districts.
And Travis, I'm glad to bring you in tonight. You'll be helping us the next couple of weeks when Gary's unavailable. Part-time, retired, he acts like he's retired. I don't get it. But nevertheless, this is the time of year you like as well. You've been on the sidelines in these games as a player and as a coach. What goes through your mind as a player and or a coach in a situation like this?
Well, typically at this time of year, you're getting to see the
the fully functional machine you've been greasing for the entire year. You talked about at the beginning of the year you're going to run into those little stumbles, whether it be learning any kind of new playbook stuff, how you're using your athletes, timing, all that good stuff for these kids to be firing on all cylinders at this time of the year. And that's exactly right. So you're really sitting back and just seeing the polished machine and kind of how all that comes together towards the end of the season. And this is when you got to be doing it.
Yeah, and I love this time of year. Me and Gary talk about it all season long. One of the things that I talk about a lot, what I say a lot, is you don't win trophies in September. You win them in November.
Absolutely.
Well, now it's time to put your money where your mouth is, so to speak, and go to work, and we'll see how the Wildcats do here tonight. We are in the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in, set up an account, take advantage of free internet banking. We'll take a timeout, and we will be back with more on 4Ts.com and 4Ts streaming on YouTube.
You need multiple things for a project at home, but don't want to go all over the city to find it? You need to go see Tom and Lonnie Cook at the 38,000 square foot Trade Fair Mall. Over 200 booths with Amish-made jelly, new and used furniture, antiques, toys, and a little bit of everything you can think of. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall can be your one stop for everything. Whether it's your first time to Harrisonville or you have been here for years, the Trade Fair is definitely a see-it-to-believe-it type of place, right across the street from Sutherland's.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treat you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank.
Well, it's football season, so that means cold weather is not far behind. It's time to drive on over to Young's Auto Repair to get your car ready for the winter. Flush the radiator, get an oil change, and make sure the heater is ready to keep your family comfortable all winter long. If something else may ail your car, bring it in. Let Young's diagnose the problem, get you back on the road. Young's Auto across the road from Young's Tire on South Commercial Street.
Everyone needs a kickstart at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So go see the team at Sonic of Harrisonville to kick away those afternoon blues with an ice-cold soda full of caffeine to kickstart that energy. The best part, 2 to 4 p.m. is happy hour, so you can kick away the cobwebs for half price. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab an afternoon snack with some cheesy bites or jalapeno poppers. Also, go to the 4Ts.com and sign up for the Wildcat Kick Contest. So kick away those afternoon blues and get to Sonic today.
What do you look for when you're buying a used vehicle? How about honesty and integrity, along with a reliable vehicle? That's why you should turn to Steve Holland at Holland Auto Sales. Selling reliable vehicles in Harrisonville for 35 years means Holland's will be around when it's time to buy. At Holland's, you get more than a nice vehicle. You get a friend in the car business.
The where the grammars go, Holland's Auto Sales, and ask for Steve.
Everybody loves the old-fashioned drive-in. Well, guess what? Susie Q's has opened up in the Old Peculiar Drive-In location, across from the Frog Barn and Peculiar. Go in, get the signature Susie Q, you know, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket, while you're at it at the Tenderloin. So next time you think, man, I wish I had an old drive-in, remember, there's one 5 minutes up I-49 in Peculiar at Susie Q's.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything. Even a swing set standoff. And we covered it. July 1st, 2015. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum. Farmers Insurance, Bradley Sainer, in the A-frame at 1808 North Commercial Street in Harrisonville.
When it comes to your vehicle's maintenance, we know you have plenty of options. Sometimes so many options can make it hard to find an honest, reliable automotive shop. That is where Quality Auto Service and Repair comes in, with a commitment to providing customers with honest, quality service at reasonable prices. Our technology and expertise provide you with the best car care imaginable. We take pride in diagnosing your vehicle correctly and getting you back on the road quickly. We are family owned and operated since 1995. For an appointment, call 816-380-7267. Quality auto service and repair, building relationships through automotive service. It's who the Davidsons trust for auto repair.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Health Surf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need one roll of sod and a scoop of dirt or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call, 816-540-2020, and set up a quote for new sod installation. Health Surf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
We've all been there before. Needed to deposit a check in our account, but nowhere near our bank. That's where Hawthorne's Bank's mobile banking comes in. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and presto, the check's been deposited. Hawthorne Bank has the big bank convenience with small town roots. So if you want a friendly, quick, and convenient service in a hometown bank, go see our friends at Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
Every team has the same characteristics, including having each other's back. That's the motto the team at Schroeder Chiropractic lives by. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, they got your back. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new in a warm, family-friendly environment. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in Bright Futures and Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
This is Gary Davidson, and if you're looking for an honest, reliable heating and cooling company, look to where I look, Sherwood Heating and Cooling. Owner David Vogt has 25 years of industry experience and has been in business the last 10 years in Garden City. They are a carrier equipment dealer and can provide ductwork, design communicating equipment, and thermostats for new homes. Not to mention servicing all makes and models of furnaces and air conditioners in the Bates, Cass, and Henry County area. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a more efficient equipment like me or need something repaired, give Sherwood Heating and Cooling a call at 816-862-6610.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to William Chrisman High School. We are off of 24 Highway and 291 in Independence, Missouri, at William Chrisman High School for this Class 4 District 7 showdown. The 4 and the 5 seed getting ready to do battle here tonight. It is your pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in, set up an account, and take advantage of free internet banking. Well, we're going to get into some keys to the game tonight. Well, we'll hold on to that thought for just a minute because we may be getting ready to go to the national anthem, so we'll keep an eye on that. And if they go to the national anthem here shortly as the band is out on the field, we will take a break and come back and do our keys to the game here in just a couple of minutes. Last minute preparations going on right now. Both squads talking about things. I think for Chrisman, they're probably Van Horn, they're probably talking about they've got to keep cool heads this year. They had a lot of extracurricular activity going on in the later stages of that ball game a couple of weeks ago. So let's take one more quick timeout. Let's come back and get things rolling right after this. You're watching 4T's streaming on YouTube.
This is Gary Davidson, and if you're looking for an honest, reliable heating and cooling company, look to where I look, Sherwood Heating and Cooling. Owner David Vogt has 25 years of industry experience and has been in business the last 10 years in Garden City. They are a carrier equipment dealer and can provide ductwork, design communicating equipment, and thermostats for new homes. Not to mention servicing all makes and models of furnaces and air conditioners in the Bates, Cass, and Henry County area. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a more efficient equipment like me or need something repaired, give Sherwood Heating and Cooling a call at 816-862-6610.
There is no better way to get in touch with other business owners and potential clients than joining the Harrisonville Area Chamber of Commerce. Come to monthly networking events and grow your business and make new friends. The Chamber is booking now for booths at the Log Cabin Festival October 4th and 5th. So give Bing and the staff a call today and get signed up for all the fun. 816-380-5271. Every broadcast team has to look good, The 4T's crew is no different. That's why we trust C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing to outfit us for each broadcast, offering full-service screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, banners, and more. They can take care of you. When you're looking for a company to make that next shirt, stop looking and call C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing at 660-885-2447 or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Looking for a new modern style place for your wedding? One that won't break the bank? We've got good news for you. Harrisonville's newest event space, the Uptown Event Space, is now booking for events for the holidays and next year. Located across from the Old Cass Medical Center, there's ample parking and space for your next big party, complete with private rooms for the bride and groom to get ready, a kitchen area, and a full catering available. It's time to go to Uptown and book your next event today. Buying a house is a full-time job in itself. Why not take the work out of finding your dream home? Go see Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage Realtors today. Locally owned and members of the community, American Heritage is sure to help you find everything you need in a new home. With insight to local schools, parks, and neighborhoods, they'll match you with everything you want for your dream home. So when the time comes to buy or sell, call American Heritage Realtors at 816-380-6161 or visit them today online at americanheritage-realtors.com.
It's important to have a local bank. Sherwood Community Bank is the area's only locally owned bank. It's nice when your local bank is also up with the times and provides you with internet banking and a mobile banking app. We are all so busy, so sometimes being able to jump online or use an app to transfer funds at the click of a button is the easiest way to bank. So go to one of Sherwood Bank's 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville and set up an account today.
And don't forget to download the Sherwood Bank app.
Want the best deal from the best dealership? Max Motors Ford, right in Harrisonville, Missouri. We make deals the others won't. More for your trade, less for your new one. Worth the drive from anywhere. We will beat any competitor's offer on a new vehicle by $500 or give you $500 and a tank of gas. With a great selection of over 800 vehicles priced at or below dealer cost. Come see why Max Ford in Harrisonville is the easiest place to buy a car. Visit us at the corner of 71 and 291 highways or shop maxford.com. Proud to sponsor our Harrisonville Wildcats.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services have been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat, and with this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Hi, I'm Lacey Dom.
Hi, I'm Cameron Chenoweth with American Family Insurance.
And as I was saying before I was cut off, I'm Lacey Domnick with Shelter Insurance. As you can see, we're both competitors off the field. However, since we're Harrisonville alums, we both still love the Wildcats and this community.
So if you're looking for hometown insurance from your hometown agent, give me a call, Cameron.
No! Give me a call at 816-380-2700 for a shelter insurance quote today.
Or for the best quote, give me a call at 816-380-3996 for an American Family quote. We know you have options, so we want to team up to give you the best options in insurance.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Sherwood Community Bank pregame show. Stop in and set up an account and take advantage of free internet banking. We are just about 10 minutes or so away from the opening kick of the Class 4 District 7 opening round of the playoffs. I don't call them the playoffs. I say the districts. Playoffs start when there are district champions involved. Nevertheless,
how many times have I heard that? Every year you say that the very first game of the districts.
Hey, I wanted to make sure everybody knew where I stood. Let's go over some keys to the game now. Here are my 3 keys. Key number 1 is this is Act 3. Act 1 was your non-con. That was like the Greek tragedy. You were 0-4. You had all kinds of injuries, and then you went to Act 2, which was your conference season. That was the comeback story. You go 4-1 in conference. You win 4 games in a row. You evened your record at 4-4. You got beat last week by a great Odessa team, and now you're 4-5 on the year. Act 3 has not yet been written. This is your chance to write your 3rd act. It can be a great story, or it can be, a Romeo and Juliet, and it can be a tragedy, with a loss here tonight. So there's a lot that can go on here tonight. What do we need to do to start to keep this from being a Greek tragedy? I'll start with you, Travis.
Well, I mean, just a good old coach's tip here as far as like these keys to the game. I mean, every play comes down to running, blocking, tackling, and the coaches, and through preparation, especially in this time of the season, they know where they're supposed to be. Generally, they get to the right spot. Now it's making the play. It's the execution side of things. That's what you're looking for here towards the end of the season. That's when plays got to be made, and that's where you get the momentum rolling as you head into that postseason once playoffs technically start, right?
And to add to that, because that was the same thing I would have said, but to add to that is eliminate the mistakes. We went through a time period in the middle of the year where we were having a lot of mistakes that really cost us when we had a drive going and it stopped a drive, or when the other team had a drive going, we stopped them, but we made a mistake and they continued their drive. So eliminate the mistakes as well.
Key number 2 is don't follow along. Last year in this game in the fourth quarter, I believe they had 4 or 5 different guys get ejected. And looking at their schedule this season, I saw their first game was against East, and they won it barely 28-27, and I think maybe a little bit of that had to do with they didn't go Cardinal Ritter on us. They had 5 guys sitting out in that game, and it was a closer game than should have been probably for them. But if you're the Wildcats, you cannot engage in any type of extracurricular activity after the play because you're looking at trying to get on through districts, and you cannot afford – Harrisonville can't afford to have a kid out next week or the following week because of that.
Yeah, and I didn't write what kind of penalties there were, but about half of their penalties, Van Horn I'm talking at, last year were 15-yard variety. So you look at those, a lot of those are personal, could be considered personal fouls because we remember the game, it got pretty hot, and you're right, we can't engage in that because we do, and we continue, we lose those players for next year, or for next week.
Right, and key number 3 for me is look around. Find the holes your line makes if you're Jace Reynolds. You've got to find those holes. They're going to be quick on the outside, so you may not be able to swing it out to the outside like you normally would be able to. Cut into the middle. Usually against a team like a Van Horn, you're going to have those big holes in the middle of those lines, so find your holes. If you're River Riley, do not telegraph your passes. Look around. Find your open receiver. Last week, crucial interception in that ball game when they were down by 9 and they had the ball back. He didn't look off the receiver. The Odessa player jumped the route, and they had a 1st and 10 at our 20 right after that, and that's where the ball started rolling downhill. So you got to look around. And number 3, find the ball on defense. It's going to be Tellar and Mitchell. They're going to do a lot of that mesh play. They're going to do a lot of that in the backfield. Follow the ball if you're the Wildcats. Travis, anything to add to that?
No, I mean, shoot, when you're talking this time of year football, you're talking the defense. They got to come up big. They got to make those plays that are there to be made. Absolutely, forcing turnovers gives you a very high success rate. They're moving into the, to finalizing that. But otherwise, no, you nailed it.
And offensively, I'd like to see a balanced attack. I mean, we got back to that a little bit last week, and you talk about the non-telegraph. He hadn't been throwing that much, so, I mean, he wasn't getting used to looking off his receiver. So I'd like to see a more of a balanced attack between rush and pass. And as well, I would love to see River pull down the ball occasionally and get that down in distance when you need that first down rather than always having to throw the ball. I would really like to see him tuck it and run at least once or twice.
And, be smart with the football. You don't have to take that hit. Get to the outside, get that 5 or 6 yards, stick it out there on the first down and run out of bounds. You've seen Patrick Mahomes in the NFL. You see those smart NFL players. They know they need those yards. They get the yards, they slide down, or they get out of bounds, and that's what they'll need to do. So those are our keys to the game tonight. We're going to run down the starting lineups now, brought to you by Harrisonville's best lineup for insurance, Stafford and Stafford Insurance in Harrisonville. We're going to talk about the Harrisonville defense. They're going to be key in this game, slowing down Sean Mitchell and Devontae Tellar. Up front, Trevor Campbell, Carson Graff, Keegan Rowe, Brody Rogers, along with Ethan Murray on that defensive line, and also middle linebacker Jacob Poisel. On the outside, you'll have Colin Carruthers. You'll see some Kyron Beavers out there, Hagen Stevenson as well, and your cornerbacks and safeties in your defensive backfield. Braden Tarwater, Colby Knowles, Carson Crowley, Norris Vance, as well as Bryce Percival. And Carson Crowley, talking about after we get those starters, brought to you by Stafford and Stafford Insurance. Carson Crowley has kind of been the unsung leader of that defense. he's had the plays when they've needed him. He's had some really key interceptions this year. He's had some key tackles for them. I think Poisel as well has had some, but in that secondary, he's been the rock back there, Carson Crowley, all season long. He's one of those guys that does what you need, every coach needs. He just goes out and does his work and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, just does what he's asked.
Well, and also Percival last week was kind of on an island by himself. Most of it was one-on-one, and he did a wonderful job. Had some excellent one-on-one tackles, and so I like to see his play last week because he's going to be up against some talent this evening, and he's going to have to bring his game tonight as well.
I was lost because I thought that was my feed going, and Gary's watching the feed. We always put the feed up in front of us so we can see what's going on in front of us, make sure we don't go off the air and things like that. Well, Gary forgot to mute his, but nevertheless,
I am sorry.
I'm excited for the game tonight. I got two guys in the booth. We're throwing it back like mid-'80s style in the good old Monday Night Football booth with the three-man booth. So this is going to be fun tonight. We got the coach, we got the statistician, we got the mouth.
Well, I'm glad you weren't going to call me Howard Cosell.
We wish we could only have the voice like Howard Cosell on a blistering night here. So we're ready for some football. We're going to take another timeout. We'll be back with your coin toss and your opening kick. After this, you've been listening to the pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in and set up an account and take advantage of free internet banking.
It's happened to all of us. We buy new tires and a week later we run over a nail. Good news. Buy your tire at Young's Tire and Wheel Center and you get free flat repair for the life of your tires. Have a bad tire and need a replacement but you don't want to break the bank? Young's can help you with that as well with a huge assortment of quality used tires. So when the time comes for new tires or a replacement, go to the shop that Harrisonville trusts on South Commercial, a stone's throw from Forged by Fire.
When Forties needs tires, they call Young's. Yes!
Event spaces come in all shapes and sizes. Finding the one that is just right can be a hassle. Not anymore. The Dickey Cottage is perfect for those extra large family gatherings, birthday parties, baby showers, and more. With a large kitchen to use, a giant dining room for everyone, and a living room area with a big screen, there is sure to be room for everyone to relax and feel right at home. So the next time you need a venue that is just right, call Sonia at 816-925-0588 and book your date today. The Dickey Cottage, the venue place.
It's happened to all of us. We buy new tires and a week later we run over a nail. Good news. Buy your tire at Young's Tire and Wheel Center and you get free flat repair for the life of your tires. Have a bad tire and need a replacement but you don't want to break the bank? Young's can help you with that as well with a huge assortment of quality used tires. So when the time comes for new tires or a replacement, go to the shop that Harrisonville trusts on South Commercial, a stone's throw from Forged by Fire.
When Forties needs tires, they call Young's. Yes!
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. The coin toss is going on the field as we speak. Brought to you by Hawthorne Bank. Take that extra coin to Hawthorne and start a savings account today. We'll get you the results of that coin toss in just a minute as they're chatting up out on the field, and we will get you the results of that coin toss. And Van Horn is going to receive. They are going to go from left to right, or they're going to go from the northeast to the southwest the way that this field is set up.
I'm impressed.
Gary, I knew Gary would like that. As Van Horn is going to be, this is going to be fun with the band right down in front of us because I can barely hear myself.
And somebody had to open up the door.
I know.
Who opened the window?
So Van Horn going to be in their red tops, red bottoms, white numbers, white letters with the red lids. The Wildcats going to be in their away white tops, white bottoms with the blue and white stripe down the side, blue numbers, blue letters, and the blue helmet. And the Cats are going to kick it to Van Horn to get things started here. Downton is back with also Mitchell and I'm going to let thankfully the band has finished their pregame ritual, and hopefully you'll be able to hear us from here on out.
As we're watching the coin toss, Jacob Poisel is playing close, so he is not going to be playing this season.
So we'll see if they try to exploit the middle of the field where he has been all season long. And Kennedy Atkinson set to kick this one deep to Van Horn. And that one's going to be taken at about the 15 by the Falcons. And across the field he goes to the 20 to the 25, stays on his feet to the 30, spins out of a tackle up to the 35-yard line. Mitchell, that is Arlen's Mitchell with the return up to about the 36. And that is where the Falcons will start this opening drive. So Van Horn's got the ball. They're going to start things off. Expect to see a heavy dose of Sean Mitchell and Devontae Tellar in the backfield with him as they run that pistol formation. They're going to have two wide receivers to your left, one to your right. Mitchell with Tellar in the backfield behind him in the pistol as we are set to go from William Chrisman High School in Independence. Cats show blitz and then back off here. It's like Hagen Stevenson in the middle of that defense along with Carson Miller. And they're going to hand off, and Tellar tries to get to the outside. Excellent pursuit right there by the Cats. Close him down on a loss. That was Colin Carruthers coming off the block right there.
There's 9 helmets around that ball right there. They're fired up.
So the defense gets a good play to start things off. As we were saying, that is Carson Miller taking the middle linebacker spot from where Mr. Poisel would normally be. He's got Hagen Stevenson with him in the middle as well.
And Colin Carruthers is the one that got over there and turned it back in to the rest of the teammates.
So Mitchell in the pistol, looking to pass this time on second and long. Cats out of the pocket. Looks like there's going to be a hold in and incomplete on the near side. Good coverage by Percival, and we'll see what it's going to be called, but I'm imagining that's a holding.
You know that without that presence that you're talking about there in the middle, it looks like they've pinched a little bit inside there for the D lineman and put an extra guy down there to help out with that and back him out if necessary.
So it'll be a hold, and the Cats are going to decline that hold, which is smart on third and long. It's about 3rd and 15 coming up for Van Horn here as we are rolling from William Chrisman High School at Noland and 24 Highway in Independence, Missouri. Class 4, District 7 football action. 2 wide receivers to your left, 1 to your right on 3rd and long for the Falcons, and they're looking to pass. And he's going to chuck one deep, and he's just going to try to out-throw everybody. Incomplete, and a flag going to be on the play. And that's probably a good call right there. There's a little bit of hand fighting going on, and the hand fighting was enough to knock the receiver Mitchell off of his route.
Right. And it was good by Percival, though. You would rather have a 15-yard penalty than a touchdown. And so, again, there we are with Percival on kind of an island by himself. They're doing a good job. That wouldn't be a knock at all.
Well, we will see. It'll be a first down coming up as they're going to walk that one off. And actually, I don't think it's an automatic first down, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, which is interesting as I thought they were automatic.
It did hit a first down.
Oh, they did give him a first down. So it'll be a first down to move the chains. I thought it was an automatic first down, but we will see. It'll be now ball at the 46-yard line. And it'll be interesting to see if Van Horn, with their speed, tries to just take some shots like that downfield.
Yep, even if you waste one.
So you got the back off the end. Pistol formation again for Mitchell. He's going to hand to Tellar, and he goes nowhere. Cats pinch it in the middle and get a quick tackle as there are 9 out of the 11 Wildcats right there on the ball on 1st and 10.
Yep, and they're going to have to stay fired up like that. They keep winning the battle up front like that, and you give yourself a really good chance, on every play.
Well, and I think one of the things you're seeing right now is Coach Shanker's telling you you're not going to beat us with the run, so they're forcing them to pass the football here tonight.
Yep.
Here we go on 2nd down and 9. Cats show blitz are going to back off here. Stevenson as well as the outside linebacker. Look like Beaver's coming in there. And they're going to go with the blitz, and they're going to chuck it deep again. And they got their man over the middle, complete down to the 15-yard line. Down to Tanis for a first down. at the 11 or 12 yard line. They're going to mark it back at the 15. So Mitchell showing he's got a gun as he's thrown deep twice here in the first quarter of this one on this first drive. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Van Horn down at the 15. They did this last year. I remember getting down inside the 20, and then that's where some of their plays stalled out. They're going to go pistol. They're going to hand to Tellar. He's going to try to cut back nowhere. Cats all over it right on the get-go. Hagen Stevenson, the first one there, and then a group of Wildcats help finish them off, including Trevor Campbell. Brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Falcons.
Yeah, keep taking away that run game as they're packing the box pretty hot right now, and they even brought quite a bit of pressure on that long completion down the front. But they got to get there on that.
So it brings up 2nd down, pistol formation. Mitchell has 2 wide receivers to his right, and Cats almost jump off, but instead they get back. Going to bring up 5 seconds on the play clock. And now Mitchell going to take it. He's going to hand off to Tellar. He's going to try to get to the outside, cuts back at the 15, and again the Cats are right there to knock it down. And we talked about him in the pregame show, and who's the first one there? Carson Crowley, the strong safety, coming up and making that tackle. Brings up 3rd and 10. It's crazy how speed is neutralized when you get down in the red zone, when you got a lot of speedsters on the outside, and you can see that they're kind of questioning what they're going to do here. They can't just outrun everybody into the end zone.
Not as much field to play with, absolutely. You got to be a little bit more tactful.
So here we go, 3rd down, and they're looking to pass this time. Chased out of the pocket. Brody Rogers, the first one there, and then Miller there to finish it off. That's a big sack. That's a 10-yard sack, and that's going to bring up 4th down and just outside of Fort Osage High School for the Falcons of Van Horn. So 4th and 20 coming up for Van Horn here. The Cats defense stifles and able to get to the quarterback for their first sack. Give Brody Rogers credit for being the first man there, and then Carson Miller for finishing it off.
You have enough hats around the ball and it'll get down.
So pistol formation, trips out to the right side, and he's looking to unload it. He unloads it, and Percival in the area, and Percival touchdown. Actually, Percival had it, and it was taken away from him in the corner of the end zone by the receiver, Doughton. So it looked like Percival had position, and I think you see the recipe for Van Horn tonight. They're going to chuck it up, and they're going to let their guys go try to get it.
Well, shoot, great position, fight and win that ball right there.
Yeah, you got to be able to, and in a situation like that, maybe not even try to
bat it down.
Yeah, bat it down on a 4th and long.
Agreed.
So the first blood comes from Van Horn. The kick is up. The kick is good, and it's 7-0 Van Horn. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back right after this.
Insurance doesn't have to be a bad word, especially when all the insurance you need is under one roof. Auto, commercial, life, health, farm, or crop insurance, they have you covered. With a lineup like that, they are sure to be the team covered. So instead of dreading a call to get an insurance quote, call the team that will line up with the best of them. The team at Stafford & Stafford Insurance, located on Commercial across from Holland's Auto Sales.
Into the end zone before the Cats settled down. And, Gary and I have talked about it for years, and obviously Travis Forstler knows all about Coach Schenker as well, as he had him on the sidelines with him in the state championship runs. He's going to make his adjustments now.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. He'll have something that he'll continue probably a little bit of that pressure that's having success, and then it's going to be about putting those guys in a 2-on-1 situation to be able to come down with those balls.
So here's the kick. It is a high end-over-end kick taken by the Cats at about the 15. That'll be Tarwater to the 20, 25, 30. He's on his feet to the 40. Outside he goes to the 50, and down the sidelines, cuts back at the 40. And that's Sonic kick return contestant. We'll get you that name in just a moment. Jerry's working on that right now. He's trying to find it as it was underneath some paperwork back there. We will get that to you. But remember, if the Cats return a kick for a touchdown in this ball game, some lucky winner will win a $140 Sonic gift card for Sonic of Harrisonville.
Don Anderson.
Dawn Anderson is our contestant. And Dawn, if the Cats return a kick, you will win a $140 Sonic gift card. I am sure she is ecstatic about the possibilities of that tonight. So the Cats going to go shotgun formation with River Riley. He's going to have 2 wide receivers to his left, 2 to his right. And he's going to have Jace Reynolds right next to him. Ball down at the 41 of Van Horn. They're going to go in motion with Tarwater. And they're going to pass on the first down. And up in the pocket he goes, and then he throws it short, incomplete. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. I like his awareness in the pocket there, not to take the sack step up and try to find somebody.
Yeah, there was pressure right off the side, right off the end very quickly, and so it was it was a great heads-up play to get out of there and not take that one for a quick loss of 7.
So it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 here. I like the pass on first down. See what they can do on 2nd down here. They go back to the I formation now. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Cecil to the left, out to the right will be Knowles. I formation with Pesic and Reynolds. They're going to hand to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to get a couple. He's going to get probably 3 on that, down to about the 38-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down and about 7 with 6:50 to go here in the first quarter of this one.
Stay with the quick hitters. Find a hole and get vertical. Right now they're doing a really good job without hesitating.
So that brings up a 3rd down for the Cats here, 3rd and 7. Wide receiver left and right. Under center is Riley on 3rd and 7. And they're going to hand to Reynolds, and Reynolds finds a seam down to the 30, inside the 30 to the 20, and forced out of bounds inside the 20-yard line, all the way down to about the 18, and that'll be a 1st down Wildcats. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
Well, and they had so many people in the box that once you got past that first hit, there was nobody else, and that was what made it possible for him to get 20 yards so quickly.
Line did a great job.
Absolutely.
So a 1st and 10 inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Riley under center on 1st and 10 in the red zone. And they're going to hand off up the middle. They give it to that fullback, Pesic, and he gets 8 quick yards down to the 11. Brings up a 2nd down and a pair with 6:10 to go. Cats trail 7-0.
And I like that call. You know, first of all, I like the first call to kind of open things up, the pass, because they weren't expecting it. And I like them going to Pesic early because that opens up the entire offense for them.
Couldn't agree more. That's what they're doing with these first 10 scripted plays here. It's very nice to see what you're working with.
So here they go on 1st and 10. They're going to, 2nd down and 2, I should say. And they hand off. It'll be close to a 1st down as Reynolds gets it inside the 10 as he lowers the hat. And it'll be 3rd down. They're going to mark it 3rd and short. Might be a 1st down. We'll see if they move the chains or not and make it 1st and goal. So no 1st down. So it brings up 3rd and about a couple of inches. Though for the Wildcats, that's not necessarily a bad thing with the ball being at the 9-yard line. You can get 5 or 6 yards here. You got 1st and goal and 4 shots.
Yeah, it gives you an extra play to go to the end zone.
So here we go on 3rd down, and Reynolds inside the 5 down to about the 2, and it'll be 1st and goal now for the Cats. So a quick 8 yards by Reynolds, and the Cats are 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. And, well, they didn't give him the 1st down, so he gets the 1st down. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. Think Troby's first, and you think home appliances. Cats trying to answer back here with 5 minutes to go in the opening quarter, trailing 7-0. And, you know, really, Van Horn only had 2 plays on that first drive.
Yeah.
So Cats defense can settle in. They'll be okay here. They're going to go with that bunch formation in the backfield on 1st and goal. And they're going to hand it to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to push his way into the end zone for 6. And it is a 7-6 ball game with 4:43 to go. I'm all climbing over behind Travis here to see out the window. So it'll be 7-6, extra point coming up from the Cats.
Establish several things on that first drive, and that's what you want to do right there. Again, those adjustments can come on defense, but they kind of have things wide open right now for offense.
Well, that touchdown brought to you by our good friends at Young's Auto Repair. Kick them old tires to the curb. There's a kick. It is up. It is good. A line drive. It doesn't matter how it gets through, but it got through. And the Cats tied up 7-7. We'll be back after this.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. So don't be scared. Go to Colby's Car Clinic and take the fear out of getting your car fixed. Give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
All right. This kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb. Go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. And I think I misspoke on the touchdown. Touchdown brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Let them give you that just right touch on your car when it needs fixed. And I want to thank and welcome everybody back at Forged by Fire, the Wildcat headquarters, watching the game tonight as well. There's a high end over end kick taken about the 15 by the Falcons. Again, they run all the way across the field. That is Arlandis Mitchell with the return, and he ran 75 yards to get about 5. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 for Van Horn on that one from their own 26. And we'll see adjustments coming from the Wildcat defense right here.
That last drive by Harrisonville was a 7-play, 41-yard drive. Took 3 minutes off the clock with a 2-yard touchdown run by Reynolds to make the score 7-7.
Nice. So 1st and 10 coming up. Pistol formation again for Mitchell. He's got Tillar in the backfield with him. And they're going to take some time here. 2 wide receivers out to his left, 1 to his right. Yeah, Knowles, Tarwater out there too. It doesn't look like they're going to the nickel right off the bat. And looks like they're going to try to throw into the flats. Cat's chasing, and he does finally throw it out in the flats on the far side. Kyron Beavers the first one to make contact, and then Hagen Stevenson helped finish him off. So a dangerous pass right there. They throw it to Downton. He's going to get about 5 out of it, and it brings up a 2nd down, and it looks like they're going to be about 6 for Van Horn.
If these first couple drives have been any kind of view into the future, this quarterback is going to be on the run for his life a little bit. Pressure has been coming and doesn't look like any signs of changing.
So 2nd down, shotgun with 2 protectors back there with him, and they're going to run to Tellar. He's going to get to the outside, but it's going to be coming back on a hold. He gets to the 40, to the 50 before he's forced out of bounds, and it'll come all the way back for naught on the holding penalty. Looks like that one is marked at about the 28, so that'll push him back, and it'll be 2nd down and about 20 for Van Horn here. So the Cats defense, you can tell they're winning the battle on the lines right now by the holding penalties and by how far in the backfield they're getting on each play.
Yeah, I think that's why they put 2 in the backfield this time, was even though he kind of didn't go in motion, but came in front of Tellar, he was going to be blocked. But he's also there for protection, I think, whenever they pass as well. So.
Yeah, I almost thought that play should have been blown dead. I thought that the other bag jumped, but we'll take this one, I think.
Yeah, we'll take the 10-yard variety as opposed to the 5-yard, but I was with Travis on that. I kind of thought that as well. 2 wide receivers left to the right. Pistol formation for Mitchell. He's got Tellar in the backfield with him, and it looks like they're going to try to throw it into the flats and drop by Tellar. And he wanted no part of that screenplay right there. He maybe alligator armed that one as he had Wildcat hats all around him. And it brings up 3rd down and 20. I like the play call by Van Horn right there, though. Their thought process is get him in a little bit of space with a couple of blockers. The Cats just had it defended well, and Tellar put it on the turf.
Well, and also we've been rushing hard, and so one way to beat that is by the screenplay.
Absolutely. I thought the setup was a little weird. You usually don't do that from a pistol.
So they're going to go 3rd and long, and they're going to go down the field. Incomplete. Good hit on the near side by Colby Knowles. That pass was intended for Marquand Whetzone. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and Van Horn going to have to punt. They had somebody last year. I cannot remember. There was a name last year. We only got to say it one time, but it was an awesome name, and I can't remember off the top of my head what that kid's name was. But it'll be a 4th down for Van Horn, and they're going to have to punt from about their own 5. And it looks like quarterback is also the punter, so you got to watch him in space as well on fake punt attempts, but probably not on 4th and 20. And that one is picked up on the sideline by the Cats and returned past midfield by Tarwater. And it'll be Cats ball at the 48-yard line of Van Horn. When we get back to action here, Cats going to get their play from the sideline. So a good job defensively. We talked about making adjustments, and they did it that time.
That they did.
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Cats. It'll be at the 49-yard line on the Van Horn side of the field.
Well, and I like this because every drive so far, we've only had 2, but every drive has started in Van Horn territory. So the less we have to go, the more successful we can be as far as scoring points.
Oh, yeah.
So here we go. Under center is Riley. He's going to hand off for Reynolds, and Reynolds buries his helmet forward. He's going to get a gain of about 3. The one thing about Jace Reynolds is a running back. He's getting those hard yards early, and those equal long yards late.
Absolutely.
If you're wear down that defensive line, that defensive front, we've seen it all season long from him. Those 3- and 5-yard runs become 15- and 20-yard runs, or even longer in the second half of ball games. So 2nd and 8 coming up with Riley under center. And they're going to hand off for Reynolds, and Reynolds is knocked down, but he's able to get about a yard, it looks like. Skeever's over there along with others for Van Horn. Looks like Bird as well.
At some point, defense just gets sick of being punished. And so they step out of the way a little bit. They don't get that hand on. They start trying to arm tackle a little bit, and that's where he'll be successful.
Well, and Reynolds, every time he runs the ball, it's not just one hit. It's 2 and 3 and 4 hits before he goes down. I mean, he's smaller, but he's so stout that he makes people miss and makes a lot of people bring him down.
Yeah. So brings up a 3rd down. Cats are going to throw. They throw it into the flat for Pesic, and Pesic not able to come up with it. Brings up 4th down, and now the Cats are going to have to punt. So both teams out of the gate good offensively, and then their second time around, the defenses step up and make the plays they need.
Cool. Got to see that one in.
Yeah, and
you got space.
Pesic had some space out here. Probably would have had a 1st down and just didn't see it into the hands. And it'll bring up 4th down and about 7 for the Cats. Knowles stands at about his own 40-yard line for this one. So on 4th down, punt coming to Van Horn. And Knowles gets a good one off, and it's going to bounce inside the 20-yard line. It was out of bounds, so we'll see where they mark it at. They're going to mark it at the 12, so a great punt, no return by Colby Knowles. As it was out of bounds at the 12-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Van Horn from their own 12. So the Cats winning the field position battle early on in this one for sure.
Yep. And say 3 keys. Your 3 keys, there's 3 parts of the game. Offense, defense, that special teams piece is coming through winning, like you were saying with that field position side of it.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 coming up. I feel like I'm directing traffic. We got 3 of us up here. So it's like 1, 2, 3. So here we go, pistol formation again. Mitchell, he's got 2 wide receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Look for a throw downfield quick on this 1st down maybe on this one. Just by the setup here, they may want to take a deep shot. They've had their guys in position on those deep balls. And Mitchell looking to pass, and he's going to throw it way out in the flat and overthrows his intended target. Any quarterback or any quarterback's dad will tell you that's one of the toughest throws in the world to make right there across the field, a little 5 or 6 yard kind of bubble screen to your receiver.
That and also the bow play, the running back coming out of the backfield, and he's curving around heading towards, because you want to get him in stride, but you don't want to run him into somebody as well. So, yeah, those 2 on the outsides are difficult.
So now it looks like 2nd down and 10, 2 wide receivers on the far side, 1 off the end. Shotgun formation with 2 backs with him in the backfield. They hand to Tellar, and he goes nowhere. Got about a yard, maybe 2, and blown dead as he was stood up at the 15-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and 8 for Van Horn from their own 15-yard line. So we'll see how frustration sets in if Van Horn can't get that that running game going.
Yeah,
he's got five. He's got 5 rushes.
As they're passing, packing the box the way that they are, there's not much room to go anywhere.
So 3rd and 8 coming up, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to their left. Chased out of the pocket is the quarterback and completes it. Mitchell completes it for a first down up to the 26. So good job rolling out and completing it on the far sideline for Tanis. And it'll be 1st and 10 up to the 26. So 1st and 10 all the way up to the 26-yard line. 1:47 to go here in the first quarter. Van Horn moves it up to the 26.
They may sprinkle some runs in, but I have a feeling they're going to stick with what's working, and if this quarterback can stay untouched.
So here they go. They go to Tellar, and he gets close to a first down. He's going to be about 7 or 8 on that one. Brings up 2nd down and short. So 2nd down and a pair. 1:11 to go here in the first quarter of this one. Here we go, in motion, high snap, but picked up, and Tellar going to try to get to the outside, but goes nowhere. Cats read that one all the way. Carson Graff, the first one on that.
Surprised that they didn't take a shot there when it was the 2nd and short. Knew that they'd come back to a run on 3rd.
Brings up a 3rd down and a pair with 42 seconds to go here in the first quarter. They'll have to at least run one more play here on 3rd down. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, pistol formation. Got the back off the end, maybe extra protection for Mitchell. They're going to hand off for Tellar, and Miller was there, read it brilliantly, and it's going to be a loss of about a yard, maybe 2. So Carson Miller doing a great job filling in for the injured Poisel into this one. Able to get the stop, and that means we'll have a punt attempt coming.
Now, this is where I would watch for a fake, whether it be the quarterback or whether it be maybe the back going up the middle or whatever. I think they're going to have a chance to talk about it.
Yeah. Absolutely, and they've got time to talk it over because that's the end of the first quarter. We'll take a timeout as well. Cats and Van Horn tied at 7 after 1.
There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant, and remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
They're up here making fun of me because I'm dancing in the press box, but I mean, if we got a band in front of us, we might as well roll with what the band's got rolling. So 1 quarter in the books, 7-7 the score, 4th down coming up, and like we said, we got to watch that fake attempt. Sean Mitchell is their quarterback. He's also their punter. He has some speed, and we'll see what the Cats do. And as you notice, you got Beavers and Crowley out to one side and a couple of guys out to the other side as well.
I think they're looking for that. I mean, the way they're set up defensively right now, they're watching for that.
So here we go. And Mitchell will kick it away. And it's going to bounce at about the 45, picked up by Knowles. He trips forward to about the 45, and that's where Cats will take over their 3rd drive of the night from their own 45.
Again, very similar field position-wise, only working with half the field. Continue that, and you've won a part of the game.
So a 3rd down coming up for the Cats from their own 45. I'll be interested to see how the offense.
I think it'll be 1st down.
I don't know why I said 3rd. I'm losing my mind. 1st and 10 from their own 45. In the second quarter, see the 3rd drive of the Cats start here.
There it is. Good save.
Going to go I formation here. Wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Under center, Riley has Pesic and Reynolds in the backfield. They're going to hand off for Reynolds. Reynolds goes right after one of the down linemen there and is going to get about 3 and bring up a 2nd down and 7 for the Cats. He just lowered the hat right there into Bird and said, tackle me.
Well, you know what? It looks like, I don't know if they are seeing something, but they seem to be pretty front side heavy, and so they've hit a few cutbacks after one step.
So brings up 2nd down and 7. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. Handoff again to Reynolds. And Reynolds again lowers the boom past midfield down to the 49-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4. So the Cats get 3 and 3 back-to-back plays. They got a 3rd and 4 coming up. Almost going at this drive like they're in 4-down territory. They may go for it on a 4th down. So
that's possible, as well as, I mean, you have every play that you could do here. 3rd and short, you can throw a little quick one. You can stay on the ground, or you can take a little bit more mid-range shot and get that first.
They're going to go shotgun this time. 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Riley in the backfield looking to throw it. He's going to throw it over the middle for Knowles, and Knowles can't come up with it. And he puts it on the turf, going to bring up 4th down for the Cats. And the punting team comes back out for the Wildcats. And Colby was in traffic there and just maybe lost sight of the ball.
Well, it looks like they were setting up a little screen of their own. I really like that call. It just had a little bit of too much heat coming off of that side where they were trying to get the ball over there.
So it brings up 4th down for the Cats. Offense looked good the first drive, 2nd and 3rd drive, a little stale as they've gone 3 and out both times. So both defenses have settled in here in this one. And Knowles going to punt it away. And he does get a good punt off inside the 20, and it's going to roll inside the 10 and dead at about the 4-yard line.
Great punt. Had a nice little roll on it.
So that's going to mark almost at about the 3. So that is another great punt by Knowles, 40-plus yards, dead inside the 5 with no return. And there's a lot of things that this is a good drive for the Harrisonville defense right here to get a play in their favor. If they're going to go in that shotgun, you try to get some pressure in the backfield and maybe knock them down for a safety, or you got to be careful and not let them go deep on you because it could be a 97-yard touchdown play as well.
Yep.
So Mitchell stands in his own end zone, has Tellar behind him in the backfield. 2 wide receivers, 2 to his left, 1 to his right.
Definitely showing blitz, consistent form so far.
Also running that play clock down under 5 again. And Mitchell looks to pass here, and he's going to chuck it deep, and he's got a man and up for grabs, and again, there's a fight for it, and somehow...
Well, Colby came down with it that time. He wasn't going to let somebody come over with his back and get it. He took it away that time. He had a good position and took it.
So Colby Knowles with the interception. I couldn't tell when they went to the ground, though, as that guy jumped out of the pile there. It looked like Mitchell jumped out of the pile. I couldn't tell if he had the ball or not. But that ball got up in the wind a little bit and just fluttered.
Yep. He had good position. I think he could have kept the next couple strides with him even if the ball had been thrown pretty well. But comes up with a nice turnover there.
And you got to get points off of turnovers in district football. See if the Cats can capitalize here with a short field inside the 40 of Van Horn. On 1st and 10, they're going to fake to Reynolds. Reynolds, good pass protection, and they go to Knowles and just overthrows him a little bit. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. And something that Jace Reynolds has gotten so much better at is his extra pass protection right there. If he doesn't put a helmet on the blitz right there, Riley is down in the backfield. So good job by Reynolds to pick that up.
And good route, good effort. Just a little fingertips out of reach.
So brings up 2nd down and 10. You got to figure you're in 4-down territory inside the 40. So they go on 2nd and 10. Cat's going to go with the run. Reynolds tries to get to the outside, gets down the sideline and down to about the 31-yard line before he is pushed out of bounds on the far side. Going to bring up 3rd down and I believe about 6. So about 4 yards for Reynolds there. And, you know, we talked about it being 4-down territory with it being down at the 32-yard line. They're going at it as it is a 4-down. They passed on 1st down, didn't quite get it as they took the deep shot. You run on 2nd down, now you got a 3rd and 6, and you can do a lot with this as well.
Absolutely.
You know, I'd like to see Pesic again. I mean, you know, they had that one game, every time he touched the ball, he had 10-plus yards, and I don't think they're looking for that.
So here we go on third down, and they do hand it off for Pesic, and he's got a first down plus into the 15 to the 10 to the 5, carrying defenders inside the 5 to the 4.
Gary, are you in the coach's ear as well?
They heard me.
So from the 32 all the way down to the 4, a 28-yard run by the sophomore Pesic. And it's first and goal, Cats down to the 4-yard line. And this is where that I formation comes in so well. On these 4 downs, you got inside the 5.
Oh, yeah, a little quick hitting traps, kind of all that stuff. Yeah, you got to love this jumbo stuff.
So we go with the 3 running back set, and into the end zone for the easy 6 is Jace Reynolds as he falls into or I shouldn't say falls, as he just follows his blockers into the end zone for 6. That touchdown brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to give that just right touch in your car when it needs fixed. Cats up by 6. Extra point coming up.
4-play, 36-yard drive with the one big play by Pesic, 28-yard run.
I believe you called that one.
Hey, we've gotten, Coach Meeks, I think, listens back to our broadcast, and we come up with some good ideas sometimes, and sometimes I think that we're all thinking on the same page. That kick is up. That kick is good. Cats lead by 7, 14-7. You're watching high school football on 4T's Broadcasting on YouTube. We'll be back after this.
What is greater than 1? 2. That's right. Now Show Me Auto Mall has 2 locations to serve you. One in Harrisonville and the north location in Belton. Chances are that means the quality of used vehicle you are searching for is going to be at one of their 2 locations. With several financing options available, Show Me Auto Mall will get you in the vehicle you want without breaking the bank. So when it's time to trade that vehicle in, go see the gang at Show Me Auto Mall and let them show you the Show Me difference.
All right, so the Cats jump out in front by 7. So important to the turnover, but more importantly than the turnover is the points off turnovers.
Yeah, no, when you have that opportunity knocking on the door, they answered it there, and with some really well-designed plays. They went back to opening things up. You can go to your running back, you can go to your fullback, you can take it to the air. So we'll see kind of as that continues.
Well, and the other nice thing about it is they flipped it now, where now, see, they're going to receive the kick in the second half. Now they're one score up, so they flipped the possessions, which is a great opportunity as long as they continue to play defense.
Atkinson to kick it away. Any little squibber down inside the 20 to the 15. Again, Mitchell going to take it up the sideline to the 30 to the 35, and on his feet up to the 40. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Van Horn from their own 40-yard line, so this will be some of the best field position they've had in the ball game from their own 40 to start this drive.
It is the best they've had.
So Mitchell and Tellar bring their team out to the field here momentarily. See what they can get started on this drive. Cats would love another 3 and out and some points before the half. Still 9:30 to go here in the first half of this one. We'll try to get some scores to you at halftime as well and see how the other teams in the district are doing. Pistol formation, 2 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. They're going to hand off to Tellar, and he goes nowhere. Stevenson was the first one there. Going to be a loss of a yard. Bring up 2nd down and 11. And, for a back like Tellar, who's had so many big games for Van Horn this year, you wonder how much frustration starting to set in for him as he has 5 total yards on 9 carries.
Yeah, that's got to be tough. I mean, the Harrisonville linebackers are running alleys. They're untouched.
So 2 wide receivers to the far side, and that's going to be a offsides on Trevor Campbell. Not too many times we talk about Trevor Campbell making mistakes, and he does there as he jumps offside. Going to bring a 2nd and 6 up now for.
Well, I was talking to his mom today at a Bright Futures event, which I want to talk about later and stuff, and I told her I would give her a shout-out. So I don't know if this is the time to give her a shout-out when Trevor just made a 5-yard, but anyway, you don't call his name very often for any type of mistake like that.
So 2nd and 6 coming up. Now that can change the play call for the Van Horn, and they're going to go outside with Tellar, and he's got it past midfield. Ball on the turf. It's going to be a fumble, and the Cats are going to recover at about the 43-yard line. Carson Crowley on it. I didn't see who it was.
Oh, Percival forced that out.
So Percival forces the fumble, and Crowley there to clean up the mess and get the Cats back in business.
He has got a head for the football. If I could have a corner that's going to be coming up and playing in the run game, it's Percival.
We'll go down some scores. It looks like Smithville's up 20-7 on Kearney. That is up north of the Class 8 district. We'll get to some others as well. Ruskin and Warrensburg. Ruskin down 7-0 to Warrensburg. Winner of that game gets the winner of this game. So Cats in business here.
Back-to-back turnovers, so that's always a good thing.
And still not bad field position.
They're going to take a shot right here. 3 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Riley looking to throw. He's going to step up, throw it over the middle. Incomplete. We'll see. They're going to say incomplete, hit the turf, so bring up 2nd down and 10. That right there is a situation what I was talking about with River. You got to find your open guys. He threw it. He knew he was throwing that one to Tarwater the whole time, and there was 4 guys around Tarwater. You got to be able to look that one off and find somebody else.
Yeah, help your receiver out a little bit, not have to go catch in so much traffic.
So going to bring up 2nd down and 10. I'm trying not to trip over Travis here. I'm trying to look behind him here. So 2nd down and 10. Ball on their own 42. Under center, they're going to hand off for Reynolds. And Reynolds runs right into the traffic there. Going to get a couple up to the 44 from the 42. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 8. So a 3rd and 8 coming up for the Cats. You'd like to capitalize on a turnover with 8:15 to go here in the first half of this one.
Yeah, and you'd like to do it in a little bit more than 4 plays and crank down that clock a little bit more.
So bring up a 3rd down and 8. Cecil going to be flanked out to the left side. Near side will be Knowles. And they're going to hand off inside handoff again for Pesic, and he's going to be close to a
4 down territory. Our
that
defense
ball,
has been playing good.
As Gary is talking about 4 down territory, it'll be 4th and about a yard. Cats have been able to get at least a yard or 2 on every one of their handoffs. You wonder what they're going to do here.
Looks like they were going back to that heavy set there to push forward for a couple.
So they're going to go with that jumbo set. Not exactly sure what you would call it. Is they got the 3 guys bunched up over here right behind.
Hefty.
Well, that's similar to what
2 backs in front of Reynolds, and they're going to hand off to Reynolds, and he's got a 1st down. Barely. He hit the initial contact and able to fall forward for 3.
Cool.
And Gary was saying something there as I cut him off.
Well, Travis, didn't you have one back in your day that they when Coach Bouchard was here, and what was it called?
It was jumbo, or heavies.
Ram is what I was looking
Ram.
for. Yeah, it was Ram.
There was the Ram, and then I remember when Coach Litt was here, we ran the Maryland Eye with the 3-back set in the backfield. You had Brits in the front, you had Haug in the middle, or no, you had Bartlett in the middle, and you had Haug in the back. That was a fun one to watch.
Yeah,
as
that
well.
was probably pretty stout.
Reynolds cuts back after almost losing yardage and is able to get a couple inside the 45 to the 44, another gain of 2. Here's those 2 and 3 yard plays with Reynolds that end up working out later.
Well, yeah, it's going to make a huge difference. It makes a huge difference on the defense because, I mean, it's pound. And in the 4th quarter, that's where you start seeing those instead of 2. You're talking about 20 or 40 yard
Well,
runs.
absolutely. He was stopped dead in his tracks 2 yards deep and still, gets +1 for your first.
So here we go on 2nd down. Hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds finds a little bit of a seam inside the 40. Stays on his feet. So strong is Jace Reynolds to get down to the 35-yard line. And have you ever seen how this kid is built anyway? You would understand how strong the kid is. And he's able to carry defenders all the way down to the 35 for a big chunky yardage. And that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
And these are not small guys on the defense that he's I'm not saying running over, but that he's bouncing off of and that he's carrying 2 and 3 yards on down the field.
Fairly accurate on the running over.
Green Valley up 13-0 on Raytown South. That's another game in our district. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Here we go on 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. They're going to look to throw. They're going to throw deep and overthrows his target, Knowles, and Colby kind of quit on that one. I don't know if he lost the ball or what. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. And again, they take that shot on 1st down knowing they're in 4-down territory.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, and I'll tell you what, I think the reason they went to him is that he has absolutely been working this corner. whether it be on a run play or a pass play, I think there's a mismatch over here pretty heavily.
And Grandview up 7-0 on Belton. That is the other game in our district. So all three other games close early goings of this one as well. Wide receiver to left, wide receiver right, 2nd down and 10. And this might be a handoff inside to Pesic. No, they're going to go Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to get a couple down inside the 35 to the 33. So they'll give him 2, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats from their 33-yard line of Van Horn here.
25 yards, 8 plays so far on this drive. I mean, it's been a good drive.
Yeah, those 8 plays and taking time off that clock.
Oh, absolutely.
Tick, tick.
Wide receiver left, wide receiver right on 3rd and long. Reynolds. Nope, they're going to give the inside handoff, and that is Pesic inside the 20, dives down to the 15-yard line. It's been there every time they've needed it tonight, and another big chunk of yardage from the sophomore fullback.
So the problem with Van Horn here is they're offsetting their inside guys, and so we'll just run the trap to where we have the best alignment, 1 kick-out block, and he's untouched for 5 yards. Great design, but you have options set up by Reynolds running people over and even taking a couple shots through the air.
It's kind of like that game we saw, that I think he had 6 rushes, but all of them were 15 yards or more.
And on 1st and 10, it looks like there's a flag, and that was a delay game, what it was. But no play, so it'll probably be a procedure or a delay game on the Cats as we await.
Well, and this is what we talked about. You don't make mistakes. Once you're driving, you don't want to stop you don't want to stop yourself, nor do you want to help the other team. This is one of those times where it can really hurt a drive.
And I think it might have been Knowles on the near side, took off a little bit early, but that last play was a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. So 1st and 15 now. This could be like one of those drives the Chiefs had earlier this year where Patrick Holmes threw for 125 yards on one drive.
Gets it right back.
We'll
yeah, they only went from the 50-yard line. So
here we go. They're going to go shotgun with 2 running backs flanking him, and now they're going to pitch out for – they're going to pitch that one out for Reynolds. That is a play we have not seen all year.
Might pitch that one out of the playbook.
Well, and I was going to say – if River had run any this year, that would be one thing. Well, but he's never run the ball.
The other thing that I don't necessarily like is right after a mistake, you're going to go to a play that you haven't been running, and you're going to pitch it to where you possibly have another fumble. That's essentially the only reason I don't necessarily like that call. If you have a running quarterback and make it another threat, fine.
That was one of the best lines I've heard all year. Let's pitch that one out of the playbook. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Here they go. And they're going to hand off for Reynolds, and Reynolds inside the 20 gets back to the original line of scrimmage. No, they're going to mark him a little short of that. It's going to be about a gain of 4. Bring up 3rd down and 11. And again, Cats are you're in that territory where you're probably going forward anyway on 4th down. It's inside the 20 to the 18. No disrespect to Kennedy Atkinson, but he's not kicking a 35-yard field goal.
It takes a little bit different to be able to hit from the hashes, to be able to hit from distance. It's not just a 16-yard extra point.
So here we go on 3rd down and long, and Riley looking to throw. He's going to have to look. He throws it in the flats, incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
That probably wasn't a bad choice on him to throw it into the ground because Reynolds was covered. I mean, if he was going to turn around, it was either going to get hit or wasn't going to make any yards.
Yeah. And here they come in. That looks like Tarwater coming into the game. He's going to replace Pesic, so they're going to probably spread it out a little bit. And, somebody we haven't seen on the offensive side of the ball much tonight either has been Kennedy Atkinson. And that could be, his ribs maybe bothering him as he had some issues early in the season. I'm not sure. But 2 wide receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left on 4th down. And they're going to fake the handoff. They're going to throw over the middle for Miller, and it's incomplete as Riley heard footsteps, and he got rid of that one just a little bit too quick. And it'll be a turnover on downs. And Van Horn going to take over with 2:51 to go here in the half from their own 18-yard line. So back-to-back turnovers for Van Horn only turns into 7 points for the Cats. A little bit of that happened last year. Cats had a couple of turnovers in the first half. They couldn't capitalize on points. either. So we'll see if the Cats can stop them here. You'd like a quick 3 and out and try one more shot at the end zone if you're the Cats, but you don't want to let them get in the end zone because they flip it right back to where it's an even game. So Mitchell in the pistol with 2:51 to go here in the first half of this one. They go over on the near side. That was a backwards pass, so they get it up to the 15. Nowhere to go. Chase down. He runs it back again inside the 10 to the 8. So again, the Cats all over it defensively. They're going to mark that one back at the 9-yard line, so a 9-yard loss. Make that 10-yard loss.
And they may not have had a score on that time, but it was really a good for them. I think you already mentioned as far as the clock, but it was a 13-play drive. It went over 40 yards, but it took 5.5 minutes off the clock.
Yeah.
So they're going to flip-flop sides now. They're going to go 2 wide receivers out to the right side, 1 to the left, and they're going to fake the handoff. Now Mitchell going to run it himself. He's going to get a couple of it back to the 14, so he gets 5 of it. First time he's ran the ball tonight. And the Cats going to call a timeout with 2 minutes on the clock. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 14 when we come. Oh, score changes. It looks like here Green Valley now up 19-0. And then I think. Oh, Belton, Grandview up 13-0. And then Ruskin. Looking for the Ruskin, and Warrensburg is 14-0 in the second quarter of that one. And Grain Valley, we went over that one 19-0. I got to try to remember the 3 games on this one. So our score here with 2 minutes to go in the half is
the 2-minute warning.
14-7 at our 2-minute warning in the first half. Of course, there is Gary being funny. There isn't an actual 2-minute warning. I kind of wish they had that at every level of play. They don't even have that in college either.
They're not trying to slow down games anymore.
Not at the high school level. We don't even get the media timeouts. That was one of the things. We went to the Division II game. We went Pitt State Northwest at Arrowhead, and they don't even really have that many media timeouts in the Division II games. 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right. Mitchell going to fire it downfield. He's going to try to overthrow everybody. Almost picked off by Cecil on the near sideline. And it's going to bring up 4th down and 14 with 1:56 to go here in the half. So the Cats are going to get the ball back in good field position.
And 2 timeouts as well.
Don Anderson, if the Wildcats return this kick for a touchdown or any kick in the game, you will win a $140 Sonic gift card. If one is not returned, it'll be worth $150 if the Cats advance to next week. You win a $5 gift card just for playing. So Mitchell stands at his own goal line to kick this one away. He'll get it off, and it'll be taken by Tarwater at the 45 of Van Horn. He goes down the sideline to the 40 and out of bounds, and the Cats will have good field position again. And this is where you need a good minute 40-second drive, punch it in the end zone, go up 2 scores, and get the ball back at half.
That would be
ideal.
That would be an ideal situation.
But we're starting in Van Horn field or side of the field again, that has happened every time except once, and the one time it happened, we were on our 42. So
yeah,
we're playing on their side of the field, which is great.
So it'll be a 1st and 10, Cats from the 40 of Van Horn. 1:46 to go here in the half. Cats going to spread it out. It looks like, nope, they're going to go I formation. Thought they may spread it out because I did not see Pesic coming out there, but he was behind Riley. So we're going to have the I formation, 2 wide receivers set to the left side on 1st and 10. And they're going to hand off. Reynolds nowhere to go, and he bounces off a tackle, though spins back and stays on his feet and gets positive yards down to the 38-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Smart, patient runner. Most athletes are just going to take the loss there, try to get to the sideline, and you don't have much of a chance with it.
There was a timeout on the field, but I did not see who.
We called it.
Harrisonville did.
Harrisonville called the timeout after a first down, so brings up second down and long. And you got to give a lot of credit to the front of Van Horn because they have not caved yet. The one play that has burnt them has been that fullback dive. It'll be interesting to see if the Cats maybe go back to that well here on second down, as that's been one that's been there every time.
Yeah, 7 yards, 28 yards, 7 yards, and 17 yards. And a screen would work as well. I mean, and we had it set up one time.
So to bring up second down and about 8 for the Cats. Good job of Reynolds to make something out of nothing. So second down coming up, 2 wide receivers to the near side. I formation in the backfield. Under center is Riley on second down. And Riley going to look to pass, and he's going to have to get rid of it. Gets rid of it on the sidelines at the 20, down to the 10. Good move by Knowles into the end zone for 6. And good job for River Riley staying in there, taking the hit, hitting his receiver for 6. And there was all kinds of stuff going on in that play. You had River Riley staying in there to take the hit. You had Knowles wide open, but then make the little hitch move to make his defender miss and go right down the sideline for a score, and it makes it 20-7 Cats with 1:22 to go here in the half.
Very nice big play. Really showed some athleticism with that move for start the inside and get to the outside and not be able to be touched. Didn't quite take your 140 off of there.
Not quite, but nevertheless, it's under 2 to go, and that kick is good. Kennedy Atkinson got it 11 feet in the air. He needed 10. And he kicked it.
I don't think it was 11. I think it was 10 foot 5 inches.
So 21-7 our score. That touchdown brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to get that just right touch in your car when it needs fixed. We'll be right back.
The Trade Fair Mall isn't just an antique mall. It's several businesses in one. Need t-shirts for your team? A custom t-shirt shop on site has you covered. Speaking of covered, Harrisonville Trade Fair is Missouri's #1 seller of premier portable buildings to store all your outside equipment. Design your own or buy one in stock for as little as $100 down and no credit check. While you are custom designing your premier portable building, snack on some delightful cinnamon glazed pecans, cashews, and almonds from the Nutty Bavarian. You need it, they probably got it. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall across from Sutherland's.
This kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb and go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for some new tires. Shout out to William and Michelle Young as they hooked up my father-in-law Ron Dunham with some new wheels, or some new tires this week. Not the wheels, but actually the tires. We're able to get them in for them the same day and get them put on their vehicle. So good job on them for getting some new tires put on Ron and Nan's vehicle. High end over end kick going to be taken by Mitchell at the 15 to the 20. Up he goes to the 25, gets to the outside, to the 30, 35, and down the sideline on the far side of the field up to about the 44-yard line with 1:12 to go here in this half. Couple of things to think about on this drive. Number one, don't give up the big play. Keep everything in front of you. But for Van Horn, they've got to look at you don't want another turnover here because that could spell disaster when you're only down 2 scores right now. Because if the Cats could somehow get another score here, go into the locker room up 3 scores and get the ball back, then you're in panic mode.
Yeah, you're looking at a little different situation there. But this ends up being about their best field position again. That coming off of a couple missed tackles. I want to see Harrisonville close it out strong as they continue a 2-score lead or more, and not make any of those small mistakes. So you're fine-tuning as you move into further playoffs.
And then here you go with 2 backs in the backfield now, maybe a little extra protection for Tellar, and they're going to hand off to Tellar, and he's going to get about 5, close to 10, and stay on his feet. Good run by him into Cat territory down to the Cat 43-yard line with 1:05 to go here in the half. So it'll be a 1st and 10 down to the 40. 2-yard line.
Doubled
it looks
his
like they're in
totals there.
hurry-up mode. It looks like Tellar's shoe might have come off, and he's trying to get his shoe back on 1st and 10 under a minute. And they're going to fake and then throw it out here in the flats to the 40, inside the 40 to the 35, and out of bounds for Van Horn. So able to stop the clock. And Tellar's going to have to come out as his shoe. He's having issues with his shoe getting it back on, I believe. And it'll be 1st and 10, or no, it would be second down and a yard, excuse me. So he's got two backs in the backfield. He has Skeevers back there, who's also the defensive end. They're going to hand it off right up the middle, and a couple of yards for a first down. Stops the clock momentarily. That was Wetson.
Is it just me, or is number 10 false starting about every play?
He looks like it every time.
All right.
So Skeevers, their defensive end, is kind of in there as a fullback, so to speak. They got him listed as tight end, and it looks like he's kind of ginger on one of those ankles there. First and 10 coming up for Van Horn with 43.9. They called a timeout. We'll just keep it here with you with 43.9 to go here in the half. Cats lead 21-7, but Van Horn trying to cash in with a bonus score before the half.
Well, and the nice thing about it is, though, we do get the ball coming out of half, and they've still got to go 30-plus yards, and they've been in this position again before and haven't been able to accomplish anything. So
this is about where they typically stalemate.
That's right. So I like our chances with the defense. Our defense has really stepped up their play and doing well, and so they've only got 43.9 seconds to get it in the end zone. So.
Tackle.
And tackle inbound. Force them to use those timeouts. So here we go on a first down and 10 at the 31. And they're going to hand off for Tellar, and he's going to go nowhere. Got tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Going to end up with a couple of yards and another quick timeout as Miller with the tackle on that one. So we'll look over some scores real quick. Warrensburg leads now 20-0 in the second quarter of that one. Grain Valley leads 19-6 over Raytown South. And then Grandview and Belton up here is a 13-6 game in the second quarter. So Grain Valley and Warrensburg, the 1 and the 2 seed, kind of showing a little bit of distance in those games, but not a ton. We'll run down the full scoreboard here in a little bit at halftime. Our score here, 21-7 with 37.5 seconds to go before the half.
It's also good to see who closes those games out, see where that spread goes. Does they keep it a close game, or does it end up being 35 by the end of the night because somebody gives up, or whether those teams finish strong or not?
So they're going to go trips here to the near side. Cats only have one defender out there to help them out, so we're going to have to see if they go out there quickly on to this one. And Mitchell looking to throw out there. He throws over into the flats for Tellar. And Tellar's got it. There's going to be a flag. That's going to come back on a hold. And good job by the Cats to pursue that one down.
But you were right. It was 3 against 1. Now they had one cheating over that way, but you didn't like the odds with the numbers at that point in time.
Nope. Typically want to match a hat for a hat at least.
Yeah.
Or at least have that outside linebacker playing in between 2 and 3, not in between the end of the line of scrimmage and number 1.
And here's another situation to think about. That may be a play they haven't ran, or when they do run that one on film every time, they never do the same thing. They just go with a little screen pass like they did with the extra blockers out there, and that might have been what the Cat defense was looking at right there, thinking, hey, this is going to be a screen pass.
Sure, and you never know what they're doing with the safety. They can always roll that down over number 2, and you still have your outside linebacker right there by 3. So, absolutely, game plan will kind of tell all that.
Just under 30 to go here in the first half. It'll be a pistol formation for Mitchell. He's got Tellar with him in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left side on second down and 12 after the penalty. And they're going to throw it out in the flats and get it down the sideline and out of bounds. Gain of about 8. Gets close to a first down, brings up third down, I believe. It's going to be third and about 3 for Van Horn. 3rd and 4 from where they mark it. So 3rd down and 4 with 23.2 to go in the half. And they're going to stay with that same formation with the 3 wide receivers out on the far side, 1 to the near side. And a pistol formation, Mitchell and Tellar on 3rd down. So here they go, and they're going to look to throw. They throw it out in the flats, way overthrow their target, and it'll be 4th down coming up from the 26-yard line with 19 seconds to go here before the half.
Well, and now they're up against the clock and the fourth down. I mean, so our defense has stepped up. We were playing a little bit softer because you had not a lot of time. And but once they get close to the red zone or in the red zone, they stuffing it up. So
Cats got a little bit of time here. If they don't run much off on this one and can get a turnover on downs, they can throw a couple downfield and just see what can happen.
It's always fun to turn it loose.
4th and 4 coming up. He's going to throw it deep down the sideline and into the end zone for 6. Busted coverage there, and it'll be a completed touchdown for Van Horn. So about the worst case scenario for the Cats right there, as Downton scores the touchdown, makes it 21-13 with the extra point coming up.
Doesn't look as well on the scoreboard. However, if you continue to break down their plays, 1 or 2 big plays, and so as soon as you eliminate that.
And that one's no good. Oh, it was good. It looked like he missed it to the left, but it is a touchdown and an extra point. 21-14. We'll be right back.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treats you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank.
All right, 21-14 our score with 13 seconds left in the half. So give Van Horn credit. They were finding a way to score points there as they went right down the sideline and got the points.
19-7 is what it was at halftime.
So it was 19-7 last year at the half, and that was a half, I believe, of a lot of missed opportunity for the Cats as well. They're going to squib this one down and taken by Knowles. He waits for some blockers and then takes off upfield, going to get up to about the 28 with 8 seconds to go here before the half. So 21-14 the score. Cats lead by 7 with just 8 seconds to go before the half. So we'll see if the Cats, what they do here. They may just down it one time, or they may have a throw deep here, because if you throw it deep, you don't want to return, but at the same time, you could possibly have something wild come up and get a touchdown. So we'll see what the Cats do on first down here from their own 28-yard line. They're going to go 2 wide receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Maybe look for a jump ball here downfield as you have both Tarwater and Knowles into the ball game. And a timeout called by Van Horn after they saw what was going.
You know, I like Percival here too. I mean, Percival has been one of those receivers this year that has been a utility player as far as receptions, but he's always brought you some positive influence on the offensive side.
Something else to think about here too. We saw this against Green Valley, and we hadn't seen it all year. A delay handoff to Reynolds in the backfield after you get everybody spread against Oak Grove. So that's another
like a draw, basically.
Yeah, so a delayed draw, that could be something, because you get him in space and he takes off, he could be to the races. So
and our receivers have done well blocking downfield those times as well, which helped him. So I like that play as well.
Now would be the correct time to look off a receiver before you put the ball in the air.
Absolutely. So first and 10 for the Cats. 8 seconds to go here in the half. 2 wide receivers left, 2 to the right, shotgun formation. And they fake the handoff. They're going to throw it over the middle for Tarwater. A little give and go to Knowles. Knowles to the 50, to the 40. Down the sideline, he cuts back inside the 30 to the 25. Stays on his feet, but not going to get into the end zone. So it just goes down as a good play in the stat sheet. All the way down to the 21-yard line. So a hook and lateral from Tarwater to Knowles. and Knowles ran into the defense down there, and that is going to end the half. So a good play by the Cats. They just couldn't get in the end zone. They lead by 7 at the half. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Well, it's football season, so that means cold weather is not far behind. It's time to drive on over to Young's Auto Repair to get your car ready for the winter. Flush the radiator, get an oil change, and make sure the heater is ready to keep your family comfortable all winter long. If something else may ail your car, bring it in. Let Young's diagnose the problem, get you back on the road. Young's Auto, across the road from Young's Tire on South Commercial Street.
Everyone needs a kickstart at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So go see the team at Sonic of Harrisonville to kick away those afternoon blues with an ice-cold soda full of caffeine to kickstart that energy. The best part, 2 to 4 p.m. is happy hour, so you can kick away the cobwebs for half price. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab an afternoon snack with some cheesy bites or jalapeno poppers. Also, go to the4ts.com and sign up for the Wildcat Kick Contest. So kick away those afternoon blues and get to Sonic today.
What do you look for when you're buying a used vehicle? How about honesty and integrity, along with a reliable vehicle? That's why you should turn to Steve Holland at Holland Auto Sales. Selling reliable vehicles in Harrisonville for 35 years means Holland's will be around when it's time to buy. At Holland's, you get more than a nice vehicle. You get a friend in the car business.
The where the grammars go, Hans Auto Sales, and ask for Steve.
Everybody loves the old-fashioned drive-in. Well, guess what? Susie Q's has opened up in the Old Peculiar Drive-In location, across from the Frog Barn and Peculiar. Go in, get the signature Susie Q, you know, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket. While you're at it, at the Tenderloin. So next time you think, man, I wish I had an old drive-in, remember, there's one 5 minutes up I-49 in Peculiar at Susie Q's.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything. Even a swing set standoff. And we covered it. July 1st, 2015. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Farmers Insurance, Bradley Sainer, in the A-frame at 1808 North Commercial Street in Harrisonville.
When it comes to your vehicle's maintenance, we know you have plenty of options. Sometimes so many options can make it hard to find an honest, reliable automotive shop. That is where Quality Auto Service and Repair comes in, with a commitment to providing customers with honest, quality service at reasonable prices. Our technology and expertise provide you with the best car care imaginable. We take pride in diagnosing your vehicle correctly and getting you back on the road quickly. We are family owned and operated since 1995. For an appointment, call 816-380-7267. Quality Auto Service and Repair, building relationships through automotive service. It's who the Davidsons trust for auto repair.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Held's Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need 1 roll of sod, 1 scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020 and set up a quote for new sod installation. Held's Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
We've all been there before. Needed to deposit a check in our account, but nowhere near our bank. That's where Hawthorne's Bank's mobile banking comes in. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and presto, the check's been deposited. Hawthorne Bank has the big bank convenience with small town roots. So if you want a friendly, quick, and convenient service in a hometown bank, go see our friends at Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Held's Turf.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It is halftime, and the Cats lead 21-14 at the half. Brought to you by Susie Q. Driving in Peculiar. There's nothing half about your portions. Go grab a basket of Susie Q's and a tenderloin today. Want to thank all of our great sponsors on Wildcat Radio X and Wildcat 4T's YouTube channel. And also want to thank a couple of our new sponsors. Number one is Excalibur Contracting and owner Mike and Natalie Johnson. You know those names around town. They are great in the community. And he's looking at some snow removal this winter. So get Mike a call at Excalibur Contracting for the snow removal. We've already had our first snow of the year. Obviously, it didn't stick on the driveways or anything, but they'll be there for you in the future for this winter. And they also do maintenance around the yards, or if you have a small project at your house you need done, they also do a lot of community work as well. That's Excalibur Contracting. Mike Johnson, Natalie Johnson, give them a call today. Also, new sponsor alongside this year as well is Brick House Coffee, right off the historic Harrisonville Square. They have new owners this year, and they just launched an app so that you can order your coffee on the app and go have it picked up. It is the next best thing to drive-through service you can get. You order your coffee at your house, you run up there, you park out front, you run inside, you grab your coffee, and you're on your way. It is perfect. My wife loves it. It's one of those things that you can use each and every week or each and every day. Stay warm. You don't have to jump out and be all over the place. Brick House Coffee on the historic Harrisonville Square. All right, well, let's get into some statistics real quick. Brought to you by Uptown Event Space. Big space at half the cost with paid parking. Booking for the holidays in 2020. Gary, what do you got for me?
Well, Harrisonville had a total of 221 yards offense. 132 of that is rushing, 89 on passing. Obviously carrying the brunt of the load on the rushing is Reynolds with 19 carries and 73 yards, but with 4 carries and plus 59 yards, or what we talked about as far as Pesic, he's had a 7, 28, 7, and a 17-yard to combine of 59 yards on 4 carries. So 132 yards rushing, 89 yards receiving, all of that by Knowles, because Knowles got credit, I guess, for that last one on the flea flicker. So he's got a 39-yard reception and a 50-yard reception. Our scoring, I'm going to run down the scoring real quick. Van Horn started their scoring with 7:20 left in the first with a 25-yard touchdown reception by Daunton. The extra point made it 7-0, and then we rolled off 21 points, and those scores were with 4:43 in the first, 2-yard touchdown run by Reynolds, extra point good. Then 9:36 in the second, a 4-yard touchdown run by Pesic, extra point good, made it 14-7. And then in the second, with 1:22 left, a 39-yard touchdown reception by Knowles, which made it 21-7. And then right before the half, Van Horn was able to answer real quickly with a 26-yard touchdown reception to Daunton again. He's got the 2 touchdown receptions. Conversion good, made the halftime score 21-14, and where we set now.
You obviously don't like to give up points late in a half. However, being up still 7, getting the ball back, you're in good position here at the halftime. This is where, in the second half, I expect to see Jace Reynolds wearing them down some and start getting those big chunks of yardage. They've done a good job offensively in this game. They had a couple of drives that stalled out. They just got to keep sticking with what's been working, see what can happen as we go towards the second half. Travis, what would you like to see them do a little bit different in the second half?
I'd like for them to continue the creative stuff that they're doing on offense. I think that's going to continue working for them. I like the pressure that's going on. What I don't want to see is going away from, getting comfortable, and you start seeing mistakes, the penalties, the missed tackles, the missed assignments to where you leave somebody hanging out to dry. Those are things that can get you in a game like this. Only being up 7 points, they'll come back and bite you pretty quickly. But I think, especially with this staff, is going to keep their heads right going into this, letting them know what's on the line as you continue moving forward through all those things.
Well, and you're right. I don't think that Harrisonville's coming out in the second half just like, we're going to win this game. It's no big deal. They've been in a lot of tight games this year. They've lost some games, but they've also been in tight games that they have won. So I think they're going to have their heads on right, knowing they're going to have to grind out this win in the second half, as nothing's came easy for the Cats this year. Gary, what about yourself? What do you think that there's anything that you think they can maybe change up in the second half?
Well, I would like to see them continue to get Pesic involved and make Van Horn stop Pesic. I love to see, Reynolds getting a lot of carries, but again, those carries, 19 carries already, and we're only halfway through. If you double that, that means he's going to have close to 40 carries. That's hard on an athlete, and so I would rather see a few less carries by him. But he's producing the yards. But you've got some other backs that can produce. I mean, you've got Polk, you've got Crowley as well that can go back there and spare him. But I would like to see them use a little bit more Pesic just because it's been successful. And I don't think they know how to stop it right now because they're keying so much on Reynolds.
Well, we've got about 6 or 7 minutes before we get to the second half. Actually, we've got at least 8 because they're going to put another 3 on the clock. We know how that rolls. So let's roll down some scores real quick for you. We'll go with the Class 4, District 7 and 8. We'll go to the top, and we'll just roll down, and I'll move Jerry down the list as we roll here. Adrian up 34-7 on Archie. That is one that's in the area. 19-6 Grandview up on Belton. As I roll down, Blue Springs South leading 25-13 over Holt. Go down Odessa all over Clinton, 49-0. Clinton, of course, we'll get to that here in a little bit as well with Clinton, as we talked about. Lincoln Prep up 35-0. Good to see that. One of their athletes got hurt in a car accident yesterday morning, so good to see they're responding well tonight for that one. Of course, we got a 21-14 score here. Rolling on down, 21-3. Higginsville leads Holden at the half of that one. Roll down some more here. Smithville all over Kearney, 34-15. Rockhurst trails Lee Summit, 14-0 at the half. That's a good game to watch, as well as Lee Summit was in our jamboree, along with Ray Peck, who is winning 21-7 over Lee Summit North, and Liberty North all over Lee Summit West. So those 3 teams were in our jamboree, all 3 winning at the half of their ball games. Scroll on down some more here. This score surprises me a little bit here. 21-19 Center over Pleasant Hill in the second quarter of that game. 19-13 Oak Grove leads over Boonville. Green Valley up 19-6 in the second quarter. Ruskin down 27-0 to Warrensburg now in that ball game. As we scroll down, Sherwood down 8-0 as they come off of their 47-game losing streak and win. And a shout out to the Sherwood girls softball team, who won 5-0 today and will play for a state championship tomorrow in Springfield.
There you go.
Some Cass County teams doing well, and Platte County up 21-13 on the half over Winnetonka. So those are some scores across the area. We will take a timeout. We'll be back with second half action and their soccer seconds here in about 5 minutes or so.
Every team has the same characteristics, including having each other's back. That's the motto the team at Schroeder Chiropractic lives by. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, they got your back. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new in a warm, family-friendly environment. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in bright futures in Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
This is Gary Davidson, and if you're looking for an honest, reliable heating and cooling company, look to where I look, Sherwood Heating and Cooling. Owner David Vogt has 25 years of industry experience and has been in business the last 10 years in Garden City. They are a carrier equipment dealer and can provide ductwork, design communicating equipment, and thermostats for new homes. Not to mention servicing all makes and models of furnaces and air conditioners in the Bates, Cass, and Henry County area. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a more efficient equipment like me or need something repaired, give Sherwood Heating and Cooling a call at 816-862-6610.
There is no better way to get in touch with other business owners and potential clients than joining the Harrisonville Area Chamber of Commerce. Come to monthly networking events and grow your business and make new friends. The Chamber is booking now for booths at the Log Cabin Festival October 4th and 5th. So give Bing and the staff a call today and get signed up for all the fun. 816-380-5271. Every broadcast team has to look good. The 4T's crew is no different. That's why we trust C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing to outfit us for each broadcast, offering full-service screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, banners, and more. They can take care of you. When you're looking for a company to make that next shirt, stop looking and call C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing at 660-885-2447 or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Looking for a new modern style place for your wedding? One that won't break the bank? We've got good news for you. Harrisonville's newest event space, the Uptown Event Space, is now booking for events for the holidays and next year. Located across from the Old Cass Medical Center, there's ample parking and space for your next big party, complete with private rooms for the bride and groom to get ready, a kitchen area, and a full catering available. It's time to go to Uptown and book your next event today.
All right, welcome back. This week's Soccer Seconds brought to you by Schroeder Chiropractic. They got your back. Wildcats soccer clinched a share of their conference title with a 2-0 win over Pleasant Hill on Monday night, improved the record to 12-9-2 and 8-2 in the MRVC. Didn't know if they got it outright or if they got the share, but they got a share of the title. That is the third year in a row, and they've won 10 out of the last 11 conference championships. So shout out to Coach Coleman, Coach Schleem, and the entire Wildcat soccer organization as they get another conference title under their belts, and they will play Tuesday night at 5 p.m. in Belton against Grandview. The winner will move on to the district championship game as they will play in districts on next Tuesday night. And guess what? You can hear that game and watch that game live on 4T's streaming. I'm going to take it to Gary Davidson. He wanted to talk a little bit, and I'll let him talk a little bit about Bright Futures, who his wife and Jill Filer I know also heavily involved in, and we'll let you get going on that.
Yeah, and I learned a lot today. I was involved in some of the events that they were doing today. And Bright Futures, I didn't realize, started in Joplin, and it was in 2012. Or Harrisonville, actually, I think started in 2012 after Joplin had started. I'm not sure exactly what year they started. But Bright Futures is a wonderful organization. They provide a lot of resources to the school district, to the children. Jennifer Beavers is, I think, the director of that, and so I'm gonna give her and Jill Fodder shout outs real quick right now, because if you want to contact and find out more about Bright Futures, it would be Jennifer Beavers or Jill Filer at the district. You can call them. Yes, my wife is involved as well. Also, Ms. Campbell and Ms. Atkinson are also involved. I don't want to start naming names because I'll forget everybody that's there. But they do a lot of things. They've got what they call Station 42. It's where the old locker rooms were down below the stadium, and it's got clothing, shoes, a lot of things for those students, young men and women that may not have the opportunity that some of us did. And so they're able to provide clothing and things for the students. It makes their life a lot easier when they go to school. So I can't give it justice, but if you have the opportunity, one of the things is they ask that every I'll get it to it. I'll read it. On the fourth Tuesday of every month, we encourage everyone to give or make plans to give 42 minutes, 42 items, or $42, etc., to support children of the community. We also encourage you to wear your Bright Future shirts, which can be ordered $10 by emailing. And we are in apparently going to be a contest with Bentonville, Arkansas, and so you need to get a hold of those that are leading Bright Futures. Pay $10 for a shirt, and there's some things that are open for. So it looks like we're getting ready to start. The only thing is that the chain crew's not over there yet, so I'm going to give it back. I'm sure I didn't give it justice, but it is a shout out to Bright Futures. I would love for them to be able to continue to do for the district.
And if we get a little bit of time in the second half, we'll talk about that a little bit as well, as Mitchell's set to kick it away here for the Cats. This is a perfect time for the Cats to get this second half started. This looks like this is going to go almost out of bounds and picked up and ran out of bounds on the far side by Tarwater. And it'll be Cats ball at their own 20. Worst field position of the night for the Wildcats, starting back at their own 20 as if it was a touchback. So
that could have been bad a couple of different ways. If that kicks backwards, towards Van Horn, that's a tough ball to get to right there. And then, you hate to see him catch it as it's on its way out of bounds and take it at the 20 rather than 35.
Well, one thing I didn't know, though, until probably a few years ago, that if you were out of bounds and you caught the ball inbounds, it could go to the 35.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Chad,
it's
yours.
Foot out there, yeah.
So here we go on 1st and 10. They give it to Reynolds, and Reynolds is going to get a couple and bring up 2nd down and 8 as we are underway in the second half of this one. So 2nd and 8 coming up. Wildcats going to go from the northeast to the southwest here in this third quarter. White tops, white bottoms, blue numbers and letters with the blue and white stripe down the side. Van Horn in their red tops and bottoms. And they get it to Reynolds. And he's off to the races, to the 40, to the 50.
I don't
and
think
he's got one guy to
catch.
beat. He's going to go to the house. 78-yard Wyatt Reynolds touchdown. I don't see any yellow on the field. Jace Reynolds with the score, and the Cats lead 27-14.
He had 20 carries for 75 yards before that. He more than doubled it on that one.
Wow. What I love about him, he's patient when he needs to be, and he's aggressive when he needs to be. And right there he found a hole. He went north and south, and there wasn't anyone touching him when he got about safety level.
That is, I believe, the 5th touchdown of more than 60 yards for Jace Reynolds this year. And there's a flag on the play. The Cats were trying that wild formation they go with. And I don't know if did I say Wyatt? I think I might have said Wyatt Reynolds. That may have been the first time this year I think I said Wyatt. Sorry, Jace. Wyatt's probably going, hey, wait, I'm watching the game right now. I'm not in the game. So, if I did say that, I apologize. Jace Reynolds with the touchdown, 78 yards. But for some reason in the back of my head, I thought that I might have said Wyatt Reynolds, which is his older brother. And he had a 98-yard run a couple of years ago against the Pleasant Hill. So here we go. Cats going to go for 2 here, back at the 8-yard line. Riley looking to throw. He's going to throw it into the end zone for 2 and complete to Colby Knowles. And it makes it 29-14, a 15-point game with 11-19. We'll be back after this.
Looking for a new modern-style place for your wedding? One that won't break the bank? We've got good news for you. Harrisonville's newest event space, the Uptown Event Space, is now booking for events for the holidays and next year. Located across from the Old Cass Medical Center, there's ample parking and space for your next big party, complete with private rooms for the bride and groom to get ready, a kitchen area, and a full catering available. It's time to go to Uptown and book your next event today.
All right, that touchdown was brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Give them that just right touch in your car when it needs fixed. And we're awaiting the Young's Tire and Wheel Center kickoff.
Yeah, are we going to do a scoring summary? Oh, that was it was only 2 plays, 80 yards. I mean,
and the scoring summary, you can let everybody know who scored the touchdown because I messed it up.
Oh, that's right. It was Jace Reynolds that I think was out on the field running 78 yards from his 22.
When we had Wyatt, and then now we've got Jace for 4 years, I don't know what I'm going to do when Jace is a senior and if Nate plays on varsity, and we're going to have 2 Reynolds maybe in the backfield. So here we go. There's the kickoff. High end over end kick bounces at the 20 and bounces away from Van Horn. Ball on the turf, and Van Horn going to have to cover it quickly, and they do. With 11:15 to go in the third, the Cats lead 29-14. I'll tell you what, that 2-point conversion becomes pretty big as well, because if this gets into a tight contest, Van Horn going to be chasing 2 points on one of those touchdowns instead of just one. So 29-14 the score, 11:15 to go here in the third quarter of this one.
Well, and you don't want to see Van Horn answer quickly here. You want to make sure that they work for what they get, but you want to stop them and get the ball back. We want to keep the 3-possession lead the rest of the game. Makes it so much easier.
So here we go, 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They got that extra back in the backfield to help out with Tellar. He's going to get it and get past the 20 up to maybe the 22-yard line. Hagen Stevenson and others in on the tackle for the Cats. as that moves it up to the 22-yard line. So it brings up a second down and about 8. And they're going to go quick here. A little bit of a tempo offense for Van Horn. And now they slow down things and look to the sideline for their play. So he's got Skeevers back there with Tellar to try to help block. And they're going to go right up the middle again, and Tellar is going to get another couple. And it looked like the ball might have popped out at the end, but Trevor Campbell on the tackle along with Karsten Graff. And it brings up 3rd down and 5 for Van Horn. Falcons got to get a score here. You want to keep it within a score or two. Cats trying to get a 3 and out. Cats look like they were going to bring the house there and then back off. On 3rd down, now Mitchell looking over to the sideline. And here they go to pass on 3rd down. They're going to throw it deep. Cats had a beat on it and then caught for a 1st down. Good correction by Tanis on the 1st down. And it brings up a 1st and 10 to the 42-yard line of the Wildcats.
In really good position until you got to flip the hips. And then it's very easy to lose the ball there. At least he's still there for the tackle, live to play another down. Bend, don't break.
So here we go on a 1st and 10 into the Cat territory. They're going to hand off for Tellar, and he's going to get through the initial contact. He's going to get about 4 or 5. Going to bring up a 2nd down for Van Horn with 9.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter of this one. 29-14 our score. So Mitchell flanked out to the right side, 2 wide receivers to the left, and Sean Mitchell, the quarterback, under the little pistol formation. That one is dropped a little bit low on the near side for Downton. They try to get him in space. He's got 2 touchdowns already, and instead it brings up a 3rd down and 6 for the Falcons of Van Horn. So 9:16 to go here in the 3rd. 29-14, Cats lead this one over to the Falcons, trying to move on to the semifinals. And there's a whistle and a flag. Looks like Cats might have called a timeout. And a timeout, Harrisonville with 9:16 to go. We'll leave it right here. Oh, we'll take a quick break. 9:16 to go in the 3rd. 29-14, Cats lead.
It's important to have a local bank. Sherwood Community Bank is the area's only locally owned bank. It's nice when your local bank is also up with the times and provides you with internet banking and a mobile banking app. We are all so busy, so sometimes being able to jump online or use an app to transfer funds at the click of a button is the easiest way to bank. So go to one of Sherwood Bank's 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville and set up an account today.
And don't forget to download the Sherwood Bank app.
I like that timeout by the Wildcats to make sure they're set up on this 3rd down. Probably some things they saw on film, and they're like, this is one of the 3 plays they're probably going to run. Pay attention for this. So we'll see what they do here.
I tell you, somebody that's really been impressive tonight, and he's had to fill in, and that is Carson Miller as a sophomore. He has done an exceptional job tonight and has been in the backfield quite often.
Be a 3rd down and a 6 coming up. Extra protection for Mitchell in the backfield. They're going to hand off for Tellar. He's going to get close to a 1st down.
And who was
be
in
about
that
a yard
tackle?
Short. And going to bring up 4th down. And who's right there for the
Carson
tackle?
Miller.
Miller and also Graff. So it'll be 4th down and short coming up for Van Horn. And they're going to go for it on a quick hitter here, hopefully is what they're trying. And they're going to hand off and nowhere to go. They swallow him up. Miller in the backfield, just like Gary Davidson said. He ran right into his blocker as well, and Miller was right there to finish it off.
Well, that's going to be a flaw in that play choice right there. When you're going that short of yardage and trying to hit something quick, you don't pull a lineman to try and lead the way when you have a pretty hungry defensive front coming at you on short yardage.
The 1 and 2 seats pulling it away in Class 4 District 7, 27-0. Warrensburg leads Ruskin at the half, and 32-6 Green Valley over Raytown South. Belton and Grandview 19-6 in the third quarter of that one. Here we go on 1st and 10 for the Cats. They're going to hand off for Reynolds. He's into the secondary again.
No.
Another one. He's going to go
Look
to
at him go.
the house. Jace Reynolds back-to-back.
Back-to-back
60-plus yard touchdown runs. And the Cats blow this one wide open, 35-14. That was 64 yards to the house for Jace Reynolds. Back-to-back touchdowns, and he's starting to rack up the yardage. What did I say? He's going to have those big runs in the second half. He's got back-to-back ones right there.
Wow, and I tell you what, he's impressive when he gets into open field. I didn't really see a whole lot of his breakaway speed until those last two runs, and there's not much chance once he breaks that secondary.
So Jace Reynolds with back-to-back runs, 70-plus and 60-plus.
He may get this right here.
And they're going to Nope, they are going to give it to Percival, and he dives in for two. Make it 37-14. Cats in control. That touchdown brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to give you that just right touch on your car when it needs fixed. We'll be back with more on 4T streaming on YouTube.
Want the best deal from the best dealership? Max Motors Ford, right in Harrisonville, Missouri. We make deals the others won't. More for your trade, less for your new one. Worth the drive from anywhere. We will beat any competitor's offer on a new vehicle by $500 or give you $500 and a tank of gas. With a great selection of over 800 vehicles priced at or below dealer cost. Come see why Max Ford in Harrisonville is the easiest place to buy a car. Visit us at the corner of 71 and 291 highways or shop maxford.com. Proud to sponsor our Harrisonville Wildcats.
All right, 8:38 to go here in the third quarter of this one, and Jace Reynolds has blown it wide open.
Scoring drive?
Scoring summary, please.
One play, 64-yard touchdown run by Jace Reynolds. His last two runs are 78 and 64. Gives him a total of the night, 22 carries, 217 yards. Basically averaging 10 yards a carry now. Those last two carries
Your
helped.
job's getting pretty easy over there.
It's hard because it's one play and they change. It's a whole lot of writing for me.
So here we go. On the kick, a little squibber for the Cats, and they almost dive on that one. Colby Knowles was going for it. It'll be Van Horn ball, and you can tell right now the Sharks on the Wildcat sideline are smelling blood, and they want to go for it here.
I was curious where you were going with that. I was like, we're playing the Falcons.
The Wildcat, the Sharks on the defense, Ole Miss a couple of years ago kind of
Sharks to
went
blood.
that
I got it.
Land shark thing. Well, the Sharks on the defense smelling blood in the water, and they see the red. They're seeing the blood. There you go. See? See where I was going with
I did.
it?
Tied it all together.
1st and 10 for Mitchell. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it out in the flats and got his guy in stride, but only about a 5 or 6 yard gain as the Cats are there to pounce on it up to the 45-yard line with 8:25 to go here in the third quarter. 37-14, Cats in the lead.
Obviously, Tanis is his main guy to go to other than for touchdowns, and then it's Danton.
So they're going to go 3 wide receivers set to that far side, 1 to the near side. See if they try. I think it's Doughton on the bottom side. They may try a little single coverage down here, man-to-man, and try to get him in stride for a touchdown.
Nothing against Knowles. I like seeing Percival over here on this sideline when he comes up to hit.
And Tellar nowhere to go. He loses about 3, and it'll bring up 3rd down and about 7 for the Falcons here, down 37-14. We got a 23-point game in this one. Third down coming up. Mitchell has the pistol formation. 2 wide receivers left to the right. Brody Rogers breaks off his tackle. They throw it over on the far side. Ball is juggled and incomplete. They could not come down with it. Arlandis Mitchell couldn't come up with it, and it's 4th down, and Sean Mitchell is going to have to punt it.
Got to come down with that.
Don Anderson If the Cats return this kick for a touchdown, you'll win a $140 Sonic gift card. You get a $5 Sonic gift card just for playing. If nobody returns a kick for a touchdown in this game, it'll go to $150 if the Cats move on and play next week. High end over end kick going to be taken by Tarwater. He takes it up at about the 25 and forward to about the 30. Caught that in his breadbasket. Got to be careful on that one, as that could have easily dropped to the ground, and the Cats will take over from their own 30.
You like to see a fair catch signal there.
Absolutely.
Give yourself a little bit of room.
Hey, maybe he's friends, or maybe he knows Don Anderson well, and he wants a piece of that $140 gift card.
That might be right.
So here we go. It'll be 1st and 10 Cats from their own 31-yard line. Do we go with a 69-yard touchdown in one play now? I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen 3 consecutive 60-plus yard touchdowns in a row.
That would be pretty much an average of the last 2, so it would only be fitting.
So here we go, I formation. They're going to go dive with Pesic this time. Nope, they're going to go Reynolds again, and Reynolds barrels forward. Jace going to get about 3 on that one, up to the 34-yard line to bring up 2nd down and about 7.
They might have an idea what they're trying to do here.
They weren't doing anything fancy. They were going right up the middle. So
they were not.
That's starting to bring his average down per carry.
Those pesky averages. So here we go. His mean carries. His mean, that's what they call about it in
yes,
college.
Absolutely.
And Reynolds is going to barrel forward for a gain of about 7 on that one. Going to bring up a 3rd and 1 as that puts him up to the 40-yard line. So
here's where you might see one to Pesic and pop for 10-12. Then again, they might continue going to the workhorse.
Could be possible. So 6:08 to go here in the 3rd. Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right, I formation. Under center, they're going to hand off for Reynolds, and he just barrels forward for a gain of about 5 and a 1st down up to the 45-yard line. So 5:56 to go, 3rd quarter. Cats lead 37-14. That is the Troby's Maytag's Home Appliance Center. 1st down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances.
And that is only we've scored 16 points this half, but that's our first down this half. Kind of like those. I mean, it's bad for the defense, but it's kind of fun to watch.
So they're going to go shotgun this time. 2 wide receivers to the right side, 1 to the left. Reynolds back there with Riley, and he bounces it to Reynolds. And there's going to be a flag on that one. I believe they're going to call that one on Skeevers. He was back there. And this is what happened against Van Horn last year when they started getting frustrated in the second half, those unsportsmanlike conduct. Now here's the key on that one. That's an unsportsmanlike conduct. If he gets a second one, he's out of the game. And which means then he would be suspended for the first game of next season if they don't come back and win this game. So if they came back and won this game, that'd be even worse for them going to the semifinals. So that'll move the chains for the Cats all the way down to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, hefty if there for you, huh?
It was an if. And that unsportsmanlike penalty also sent Skeevers to the sideline to have a chat with head coach William Harris right there. Warrensburg up 33-0 now. They get this one out to Knowles, and Knowles breaks a tackle down the sideline to the 20. One man to beat to the 10, to the house. Colby Knowles from 40 yards out makes it 43-14 as the Cats are having a good third quarter here. 43-14 with 5:05 to go in the third quarter. Colby Knowles, nothing cute on that one. Just a little hitch route down the sideline.
Yeah, but I mean, as soon as he catches the ball, you turn it into a stiff arm and got to outrun 3 or 4 people, to the end zone there, and did a great job. But continue to be impressed with big plays.
Kennedy Atkinson, extra point attempt coming up. Make it a 30-point contest. The kick is up. The kick is good. And it's 44-14 with 5:05 to go in the third quarter. We'll be back after this.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services have been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat, and with this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
All right, 5:05 to go here in the third quarter. That touchdown was brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to give you that just right touch on your car when it needs fixed. Gary's drive summary.
69 yards, 5 plays, 2 minutes, and capped off by 4.
Oh, well, Gary was talking to himself. Jerry forgot to turn him up.
5 yard.
Five
play. 69-yard capped off by the 40-yard touchdown reception by Knowles, bringing the that's his second, and it puts him over the century mark as far as yards receiving. He's got 3 catches, 129 yards unofficially.
Here comes the Young's Tire and Wheel Center kickoff. A little squib kick again. Fair caught at the 40. By Skeevers, who is back out there after that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And it'll be Van Horn ball on their own 40. After that, Young's Tire and Wheel Center kick those old tires to the curb. Go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. 5:02 to go here, third quarter of this one. 44-14. Right now it looks like Warrensburg and Harrisonville are on a collision course rematch next week at Walton Stadium on the campus of the University of Central Missouri. I just got a big smile and look from Larissa Lamb as she knows she can walk about 2 minutes to go to that game, and she will enjoy that.
So I think the Forslers have a little bit of a connection over there as well. So yeah. I think everybody's smiling in this booth.
So 3 wide receivers out to the far side, and the Cats swallow up Mitchell in the backfield. Everybody coming on that one. Stevenson in there. Cats helping him up as well. Who else was in there? Looks like Trevor Campbell and Colin Carruthers as well. So that makes it second down and 14 after the sack.
And this feels like we're in the fourth quarter, and we've still got 4.5 minutes left in the third. This has been a long third quarter, but it's been a lot of scoring by us. Obviously, 3 touchdowns, 3 offensive possessions, and 3 touchdowns. So
they're going to go pistol formation. They're going to go wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. Extra back in the backfield to help out with blocking is Reed. Behind Mitchell is Tellar. They're going to hand off for Tellar and nowhere to go, and ends up making it a couple of yards after the initial contact in the backfield.
Going to keep that pressure coming.
And that was Trevor Campbell, the first one there, and then several others. It almost looked like there might have been some words there because it looked like Trevor Campbell, one of the captains, grabbed the Wildcat player and pulled him back and was like, just stay the course.
Yeah, and you've got to be impressed with the defense, though. I mean, they've scored 1 touchdown since the first drive, so you've got to be impressed by the way they played.
They're going to unload and they overthrow everything, and that's picked off by Percival. Percival got a good block on the near side by Crowley and is going to return it up to the 40, and the Cats are in business from their own 40 with 3:26 to go here in the third quarter. 44-14 our score. Cats with the lead.
It's got to be frustrating to have so many things go wrong so quickly if you're Van Horn. But now you can really, if you're the Cats, you can really put the throttle. Well, stay after the throttle, really.
Absolutely.
Well, you want to score
another on the ground and hopefully run some clock.
Yeah, I was going to say you score another touchdown, then you got the running clock all the fourth quarter, which makes it much quicker to get out of here.
That's true.
So wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. Under center is Riley. He's got Reynolds and Pesic in the backfield. They're going to hand off for Reynolds, and Reynolds into the secondary and off to the races again to the 30. Cuts back at the 20, the 10, to the house. Wyatt Reynolds, 59 yards to the house. Wyatt, I said it again. I am off of it. Oh, my goodness. Sorry, Jace. I owe Jace big time after tonight's game. That's 2 big runs, and I said Wyatt.
However, you hit the nail on the head early on in the game. You talk about him throwing his helmet in there and getting the big hits early on that are going to be 5 and 6 yards, which they need for first downs to grind things out and establish the run game. It absolutely leads to breaking big ones open like this.
Oh, my. Chad, you got to get your head right. That one is no good. Didn't get the height on that one. And it's a 50-14 score with 3:17 to go here in the third. We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Lacey Dominic.
Hi, I'm Cameron Chenoweth with American Family Insurance.
And as I was saying before I was cut off, I'm Lacey Dominic with Shelter Insurance. As you can see, we're both competitors off the field. However, since we're Harrisonville alums, we both still love the Wildcats and this community.
So if you're looking for hometown insurance from a hometown agent, give me a call, Cameron.
No! Give me a call at 816-380-2700 for a shelter insurance quote today.
Or for the best quote, give me a call at 816-380-3996 for an American Family quote. We know you have options, so we want to team up to give you the best options in insurance.
All right, welcome back. 50-14. Clock will roll now as the Cats lead it by 36 points here in this one.
One play, 60 yards, about 9 seconds off the clock.
That all?
And the touchdown by Jace Reynolds. Twice tonight I said Wyatt. I owe him an apology.
And that puts him up to 291 yards rushing unofficially.
So that ball is dropped back here by Van Horn, and the Cats smell blood. And Jace Reynolds, who else, with the tackle on special teams, back at the 10-yard line. With 291 yards unofficially, I would love to see him get another 15, 20 yards because he would be the first running back in school history with 2 300-yard games. Obviously, close last year with Jaden Wilson, and then he broke the record this year on the night that Reuben Hartzler was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He broke his school record and had 350 yards. If he got another 300 tonight, that'd be twice his sophomore year that he has over 300 yards. So
they may or may not know that, but I would almost take him out. I mean, he is. I mean,
he's not getting contact, so.
But you don't want to get him hurt,
right?
That's the thing. You need him later on in the season.
So here we go on the handoff for Tellar, and he's going nowhere. Brody Rogers is like, hold down.
Hold up.
So Rogers, Carruthers, and I can't see that third one here. Stevenson all in on that one, and it'll be no gain for Tellar with 1:53 and rolling here in the third quarter. 50-14, Cats in control of this one. There they go on second down, and Tellar gets back to the line of scrimmage, and again the Cats there to take it down. Brings up third down and 8, deep in their own territory.
Well, shoot, as they were going to the air early on, I'm confused a little bit while they're going to the run now as far as the clock rolling and not having the but, I mean, you have an athletic team. You'd figure they would go to the air and see if they can catch one of those athletes in a one-on-one situation.
And it would stop the clock and give you a chance going to the fourth quarter with your high-powered offense. 2 wide receivers one side, 1 to the left. They're going to throw it out here. Close to a first down, but
good play.
A flag, and I don't know if that was on the Cats or on. I think that might have been another unsportsmanlike conduct. I'm not real sure, but this is a lot of what we saw at the end of the game last year. So we'll see what happens. The officials will have to keep their composure here. It was not a first down. On the far side, Doughton was close, but he kind of did a hook back. And again, another unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, so could have been close to a first down on fourth down. It's going to be 15 yards. And that's after the play, too, I believe. So it should be a fourth down.
Yeah, it should be.
And I believe that's what, they're going to go to punt formation here because It'll be a half a distance penalty from the 15. That'll take it down to about the 8. It'll be 4th down and long, 4th and just outside of Sugar Creek for the Van Horn Falcons. Don Anderson, if the Wildcats return this kick for a touchdown, you will win a $140 Sonic gift card. You get a $5 Sonic gift card just for playing. Oh, no, they're going to say it is 3rd down. So
apparently it happened during the play. I want to say it was it looked to be a high-low block.
So it could have been a chop block, but unsportsmanlike conduct on the Falcons.
Could have been words along with it as well.
we got a message on our live stream. Dan Danforth put, that escalated quickly. I go right immediately to the old Anchorman, Ron Burgundy Anchorman. That escalated quickly. So 4th down coming up. Van Horn going to have to punt it away now. So now Don Anderson, if the Wildcats return this kick for a touchdown, you will win a $140 Sonic gift card. You get a $5 Sonic gift card just for playing. If the Cats do not return this for a touchdown, somebody next week has a chance at a $150 Sonic gift card. That runs out the 3rd quarter clock. We go to the 4th quarter. Cats in control, 50-14. We'll be right back.
It's happened to all of us. We buy new tires and a week later we run over a nail. Good news. Buy your tire at Young's Tire and Wheel Center and you get free flat repair for the life of your tires. Have a bad tire and need a replacement but you don't want to break the bank? Young's can help you with that as well with a huge assortment of quality used tires. So when the time comes for new tires or a replacement, go to the shop that Harrisonville trusts on South Commercial, a stone's throw from Forged by Fire.
When 14 needs tires, they call Young's. Yes.
All right, welcome back. We go to the 4th quarter, 50-14. Your score. The Wildcats in control, and a punt coming up from Van Horn. Cats are going to stand at about the 40-yard line of Van Horn on this 4th down attempt.
And this is probably to a certain extent, the funnest game we've had up here in the booth. I
Absolutely.
mean, it's always fun when you're winning, but especially when you get the chance to talk about other things other than necessarily the game. So,
well, hopefully Jerry's got your microphone on.
He's looking intently, like whether or not he does. So
here we go with the kick. Don Anderson. If the Cats can take this to the house, you're going to win a lot of Sonic. And it's into the back and into the end zone. They fall on it, and they're going to say that's probably going to be a safety.
Yep. I don't know what they still haven't shown yet whether it was
for the official call.
Yeah, because all they did was stop the clock. So we
they're
still
don't discuss this here. If it was out of the end zone, it'll be a safety, and it'll make it 52-14. I didn't see. It looked like Carson Crowley might have been the one who recovered that, but I could not see.
It is safety.
So it's a safety, and couldn't see who that was. So it's 52-14, and now Van Horn will have to kick. Hey, Don, guess what? You get a second opportunity in the kick return right here. So Don
I was wondering if that was the kick return since he recovered it. I mean,
Well, it was a safety, so it wouldn't have been a touchdown anyway. So 11:48 to go. Clock has stopped as a free kick coming up from Van Horn. Cats lead in this one by 37 points. And they're going to get the ball back with still a full quarter of football left to be played. Jace Reynolds with 291 yards. Are we going to see Jace Reynolds again in this ball game, or are they going to shut him down and hand the ball off for someone else?
I don't know. Obviously, they're probably not listening to us, so they don't know probably where he's at. Now, they may have some unofficial stuff. Travis, do they
I imagine
during the
they
game
keep some stats down there following around the sticks, and they generally have a pretty good idea.
Pretty good idea.
Phil Rogers says maybe Chad can give him the Sonic kick card. So you're not the only one that was thinking that way. So here we go with the kickoff from their own 20. And it's going to be a little squibber up the middle, picked up by the Cats from their own 45. And that is Crowley down to the 35. And the Cats will take over from the 35 of Van Horn with 11 minutes to go and counting here in the fourth quarter. We'll see who takes the field for the Wildcats here as they are firmly in control of this one.
You would think they'd start sprinkling in some
second guys.
Some second teamers that are going to get some play time now that'll help in the future.
And I see Drayden Polk coming out there. Kennedy Atkinson coming out. Maybe giving him a little action to work him back into the offense. And it will be Pesic still in there at fullback. So I like to see that, given a break. I wish they knew that he was close to 300, but they may have him for 300. Gary may be wrong. And right up the middle, Drayden Polk, and he's into the secondary down to the 20, taking over where Jace Reynolds left off, a gain of about 15. Roll down our scores here. Ruskin is getting demolished by Warrensburg 41-0. So Harrisonville, start your plans to travel to Warrensburg next Friday night. And Green Valley up 39-6. They're going to win handily in theirs as well. And back up here at the top, 25-6 Grandview grinding one out against Belton.
Did you say I might be wrong?
What
I think that's what he said.
I think that's what he said. Did he not say, Travis?
I think he said they may have him at 3 yards, and Gary's wrong.
I did. So they're going to spin. Polk going to spin into the line, going to get a couple of yards. I will say this. I give Gary a hard time right now. Gary's going to be gone for a couple of weeks. We're going to have to recruit us a statistician because I know Travis is not going to be taking any stats next week.
That's correct.
He's looking at me like, what are you, insane? So we're going to miss Gary. Gary is usually on the official. He's usually within 2 to 3 yards. I don't know that he's been off much of that at all. So,
I hate to say it, but Gary does a great
And
Thank is this
here,
pick
Jerry,
on me night?
Second down and 8 coming up, and they're going to hand off for Polk again, and he's going to get a couple more, bring up third down for the Cats with 8:45 and counting in this one. And, you know, my hope is that we don't have Gary for the next couple of weeks, but that we'll get him back possibly for the quarterfinal game if the Cats can win their district, which would be huge.
Well, I think they have a very good shot at doing that. I mean, I really do. I mean, looking at Warrensburg, we've already beat Warrensburg last time, and we did it, and not the best with not
ball on the turf, but I think the Cats were able to fall on it. I don't see a signal.
But we didn't play the best game that game as well.
No, absolutely not. And that was the first game back for River Riley. Didn't even really throw the ball at all in that game, and it honestly came down to a 2-point conversion late in the game. And there's a lot of we had definitely had some injuries. And now Warrensburg.
Oh, wait a minute!
We're
going to kick a field goal from the 35-yard field goal.
Hey, you know what? But I'm going to tell you what. You may think
I've seen him kick.
You may think it's crazy, but you know what? This is a situation you might need later in the season, so you might as well try it.
Oh.
And instead, Percival going to run with it. He gets to the outside. He's going to get a first down, and he's going to get into the end zone for 6. Bryce Percival down the sideline for 6.
Just the way they drew it up.
Yeah, absolutely. 52-14 makes it 58-14 as they put the 2 points on. So, but going back to that field goal attempt, you want to practice that in game situation where you got guys breathing down your neck because you may need a 25, 35-yard field goal later in the season.
You might as well get some practice at it.
So 58-14 extra point coming up. High snap, kick is up, kick is no good, and the Cats in control of this one. We'll take a timeout and be right back.
Event spaces come in all shapes and sizes. Finding the one that is just right can be a hassle. Not anymore. The Dickey Cottage is perfect for those extra large family gatherings, birthday parties, baby showers, and more. With a large kitchen to use, a giant dining room for everyone, and a living room area with a big screen, there is sure to be room for everyone to relax and feel right at home. So the next time you need a venue that is just right, call Sonia at 816-925-0588 and book your date today. The Dickey Cottage, the venue place.
All right, welcome back. 58-14 our score. Cats in control with 5:55 and counting left in this one. Cats were going to go for a field goal, and instead it turned into a 30-ish yard touchdown run by Bryce Percival, who just took off down the sideline and got it done.
Oh, heads-up play. Not exactly the way that it
wasn't necessarily drawn up that way, but we used to call it fire. If you make a mistake as far as the hold, you call fire and people go out in the route, but he just took the ball and ran. So
yeah, he's just ad-libbing there.
That's right.
Touchdown was brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Give them that just right touch in your car when it needs fixed. Little squibber back into the secondary, and the Cats going to try to chase it down at about the 25 and do. That is a Young's Tire and Wheel Center kick return. Those old tires to the curb and go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. I'll tell you what, they're almost like the Troby's Maytag of the game tonight with all the touchdowns and kickoffs we've had. I think we've had more kickoffs than we have first downs in this ball game.
Oh, I think so too. We've only had we've had 2 first downs. One was a penalty. 2 first downs in the second half. And we've had 5 touchdowns in a row plus a safety.
So it'll be Van Horn ball. They trail at 58-14 in this one. Cats going to go to the semifinals of districts next week. And there's Mitchell to the outside. He's going to run down the sidelines and go out of bounds at the 45 of the Cats.
Wonder why you didn't see a little bit more of that during the rest of the game.
Yeah, he only ran the ball that one time late in the first half to actually get them a first down to move the sticks, I believe.
He might not have liked that hit.
That could be absolutely correct, too. So Cats lead by 44 with under 4 to go here in the contest. The wide receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Up the middle they go with Tellar. He goes nowhere. Tackle made quickly by the Wildcats. That was Josh Pesic in there. And makes the tackle. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 11. Just missed out on that one.
Josh. James.
So brings up 2nd down. 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And Mitchell looking to throw, and he's going to have to step into this one. He chucks it deep. Cats go for the pick. Picked off, no, incomplete. Almost picked off by the Wildcats. Carson Crowley was there. Good defense right there by the Wildcats as well.
Mitchell did a good job of stepping up in the pocket, but still took a heck of a lick there at the end of that play. So good job standing in on that, but defense not staying off of any kind of pressure and are staying after it.
So Norris Vance with the coverage on that one, brings up a 3rd down and 10. And they got 5 or 6 linemen up there along with a couple more to help Tellar, and he's going to get into the secondary. Going to get a first down past the 35 to the 34. So it gets a little bit of yardage. Still, he's got 24 carries and only 71 yards. The Cats have done well with him, and a couple of those runs have come late here in the 3rd quarter on just 3rd and 10 draw plays, just trying to extend the game. So they hand to Tellar. He's going to get a couple more up to about the 31-yard line. Now bring up a 2nd down for Van Horn with 2 minutes to go. 58-14, Cats in control of this one. And they're going to move back to 500 on the year at 5-5. Van Horn will drop to 5-5 as they throw it on the far side for a completion and a first down, under 2 to go. So Van Horn's season will end at the hands of the Harrisonville Wildcats for a 2nd consecutive year, and the Cats will move on to the semifinals. This is kind of deja vu. The Cats last year went from the semifinals of beating Van Horn into the championship game at Warrensburg. Now this time it's going to be the first round game to the semis at Warrensburg as well. And when we wait the pass here, they're going to throw over the middle and behind the intended target, almost picked off by the Wildcats over on the far sideline. That was Joseph Mitchell, the sophomore defensive back. Couldn't quite come up with it. I mentioned Clinton a little bit ago. I don't know if you were joining us in the first half, and I don't know if anybody's still watching back at home right now, but Clinton will be in the MRVC West next year along with Center and the other 6 teams in the MRVC. So the MRVC West will now be an 8-team bracket, and that one is dropped in the end zone. And then that was dropped by Mitchell, and he slammed his head into the turf and then realized that hurt a little bit. And that'll be incomplete, and third down coming up under 30 seconds to go.
See if they even get this one off.
Coverage there was by Nick Ripberger. So Nick with the coverage over there on the far side brings up fourth down. Cats just rotating guys in and out here, getting everybody a look on this varsity game here. And Mitchell going to throw out in the flats. He's got his man, incomplete. And that should do it. Wildcats win it going away in the second half, 58-14, your final score. We'll take a timeout, and we'll be back to wrap things up from Independence, Missouri after this. Your Cats move on to the semifinals and will face the Warrensburg Tigers next Friday night. We'll be back.
Insurance doesn't have to be a bad word, especially when all the insurance you need is under one roof. Auto, commercial, life, health, farm, or crop insurance, they have you covered. With a lineup like that, they are sure to be the team covered. So instead of dreading a call to get an insurance quote, call the team that will line up with the best of them. The team at Stafford & Stafford Insurance, located on Commercial across from Holland's Auto Sales.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. So don't be scared. Go to Colby's Car Clinic and take the fear out of getting your car fixed. Give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's. There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant, and remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
What is greater than 1? 2! That's right, now Show Me Auto Mall has 2 locations to serve you, one in Harrisonville and the north location in Belton. Chances are, that means the quality of used vehicle you are searching for is going to be at one of their 2 locations. With several financing options available, Show Me Auto Mall will get you in the vehicle you want without breaking the bank. So when it's time to trade that vehicle in, go see the gang at Show Me Auto Mall and let them show you the Show Me difference.
You need multiple things for a project at home, but don't want to go all over the city to find it? You need to go see Tom and Lonnie Cook at the 38,000 square foot Trade Fair Mall. Over 200 booths with Amish-made jelly, new and used furniture, antiques, toys, and a little bit of everything you can think of. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall can be your one stop for everything. Whether it's your first time to Harrisonville or you have been here for years, the Trade Fair is definitely a see it to believe it type of place, right across the street from Sutherland's.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treats you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank.
Well, it's football season, so that means cold weather is not far behind. It's time to drive on over to Young's Auto Repair to get your car ready for the winter. Flush the radiator, get an oil change, and make sure the heater is ready to keep your family comfortable all winter long. If something else may ail your car, bring it in. Let Young's diagnose the problem, get you back on the road. Young's Auto, across the road from Young's Tire on South Commercial Street.
I was texting my wife to see if my children were listening.
Well, tell everybody.
I am. Okay, that's your final score, 58-14. Your Wildcats advance in stylish fashion to take on the Warrensburg Tigers next Friday night. Warrensburg up 46-0 in their game, and Grain Valley up 46-6 in their game as well. So Grain Valley, Warrensburg, Harrisonville all moving on, and I believe Grandview in control of their game over the Belton Pirates as well. So that'll be your final four in District 7. We'll try to maybe get some scores, other scores to you as well. It is time for your postgame show, brought to you by your postgame headquarters, Forged by Fire in Harrisonville. Go over for a late night appetizer and celebrate the Wildcats. As you see, flanking me here is Travis Forschler. Flanking behind me here is our statistician, Gary Davidson, and our color analyst. And Gary's got some totals for us. Let's get to those first, and then we'll recap tonight's game as we all talk about it.
Well, unofficially, so I hope I'm wrong, Chad. We had total offense of 497 yards, 3 yards short of 500 yards. So hopefully we got 500 yards out of the night. We had unofficially 368 yards rushing, 129 yards passing, leading the way, obviously, with 26 carries for 291 yards unofficially, and 4 touchdowns was Jace Reynolds. Then 4 carries, 59 yards, James Pesic, and then Polk had 3 carries for 18. Receptions, all 3 receptions and all 129 yards were by Colby Knowles, with the 2 touchdowns that he got, one of, I think, 39 yards, if I'm not mistaken, and then the other one was for 40 yards. So 58 points scored. I'm going to run down them real quick. I'm not going to give the time and stuff. Reynolds had a 2-yard touchdown run in the first. Pesic had a 4-yard touchdown run in the second. Knowles had a 39-yard touchdown reception in the second, and that was the score, 21-14 at half. Then third quarter was all Harrisonville. Reynolds of 78 yards, 64 yards, back-to-back touchdowns. Then there was a 40-yard touchdown reception by Knowles. Then a 60-yard touchdown run by Reynolds again. We had the safety in there, and then finally that 18-yard touchdown run by Percival, making it 58-14, the final score. You know, we controlled the clock, controlled the game. I thought our defense played well. I mean, 7 points scored in the first 7 minutes, well, in the first 5.5 minutes, and the rest of the game, the last 47 minutes and 20 seconds, they scored 7 points. So I think our defense made the adjustments that they needed to make, and I was real impressed by the defense. I know we'll get there in just a minute. I know Reynolds deserves some, obviously, credit. Our offensive line deserves a lot of credit. But I've got to go back again to Carson Miller, who had to step into this game. And, I mean, he played a tremendous game. And I'm going to let you talk about who's going to get what, but he played one heck of a game tonight.
Well, you know, and to lead into that, that was where I was going to go with my teammate of the game, the guy that gave his all without fanfare, brought to you by Harrisonville Insurance teammates Lacey Dominic of Shelter Insurance, Cameron Chenoweth of American Family. Give him a call for a quote today. It was Carson Miller. He was asked to step in on an important game night at middle linebacker and slow down the rushing attack of Sean Mitchell and Devontae Tellar, and he did a great job at that tonight. And nobody, you know, he wasn't nervous, nothing. He just stepped in and did what he was supposed to do tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Tough shoes to fill there, too.
Absolutely. Jacob has been all over the map. You know, you call his name 10, 15 times a night, it seems like, when he's in there. So for Carson to be able to step in for him tonight was huge. And also max effort player of the game tonight. I mean, we could probably rename it the Jace Reynolds player of the game the way he's played this year. He close to 300 yards again, 291 yards and 4 touchdowns on the night. On a night you needed him in the second half. We talked about it in the first half. He gets bigger yardage in the second half because he wears down those lines of scrimmage. However, we didn't know it was going to be a 60, a 64, and a 78-yard touchdown run. But Jace just goes to work. He's that workman-like running back, and he had another great night tonight.
Well, and to add to that story, what grade are both of these two in?
Yeah. Sophomores, yes.
You know, and we've always talked about, you know, how we felt we were going to do this year and how we felt we were going to do next year. And now I'm kind of looking about the next, you know, several years. I'm not looking past this year because we played a heck of a game tonight, and I think we showed what we can do tonight. And so I'm looking forward to not only the rest of this year, but I'm looking into the future of the next several years as well.
And, you know, you look at from here on out the rest of this season, that district is there for the taking. You go down to Warrensburg, a place that you won already once this year. You know you can win. They're a little bit banged up. Obviously, they got well tonight, beating Ruskin. They were 46-0 the score there. But then you go down Grain Valley. They've lost 3 games this year. You go Grandview. They're 4-4 going in, or they were 5-4 going in tonight, so they're at 6-4. But any one of those 4 teams can come out of here. It's right there for the taking. You just got to go get it because nobody's going to give it to you.
I think you're in Act 3. You said yet to be written, and that's exactly what we did tonight. We wrote it.
Well, and if today was any kind of preview, just so many impressive things tonight. From, I think, a preparation standpoint, they looked ready to go from the very beginning, from the first snap in the backfield, being aggressive, kind of getting the tone setting happening, right? Then your offense is coming through with big plays as they grind things out and capitalize in situations after those turnovers that you talk about are so huge, which kept you kind of running everything through the first half. Then you get to the second half where now you can just let playmakers be playmakers.
And, you know, I'll go back to the beginning of the year. Everybody talked about, oh my, the schedule, and then they're 0-4. They're not going to have any confidence. I saw a team, even though they were 4-4, build confidence every week. They played a tough Class 5 team to the wire with a freshman quarterback that had never taken varsity snaps. And I think that was the catapult into the conference season. They went from 0-4 to 4-4. They got beat last week, yes, but they showed that game did not affect them in the overall scheme of things, and they got a huge win tonight, and they're looking at, hey, we got a district title that we can go out there and take, and it's business as usual right now for the Wildcats.
Oh, absolutely, and it's going to be fun to watch.
It absolutely is, as Gary will be watching, as we're going to lose him for a couple of weeks. But I've got a trusty sidekick here with me for the next couple of weeks. Anybody out there wants to come and do our stats the next couple of weeks, feel free to come up because we're taking applications, as we're going to need somebody to fill his shoes, as he's done a great job for us all season long. But, you know, it's been fun tonight, guys. These are the fun games. You know, you can have some fun on the broadcast, and we can talk after the game about everything that's happened. I want to give a shout out to our official outfitter, who is C² Custom Embroidery and Screen Printing out of Clinton. Give them a call to outfit your crew. You look at our nice outfits here. You got our pullover here. You got 2 of them with pullovers. You got my polo. You got Jerry back there with his polo on. They do a great job for us. Cindy and her crew down at C² Custom Embroidery, the official outfitter of the Harrisonville Wildcats. So we're going to wrap things up.
I do expect you to next couple of weeks to mention Bright Futures again and again because it's a big thing. I wanted to mention it tonight, but please keep that going because we do need that help at the school district. And I think it's a wonderful thing. So I expect you to keep that going next couple of weeks.
We definitely will do that. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Guess what? We're making another trip down to Warrensburg next Friday night as the Cats continue the march through the Class 4 District 7, trying to get another district championship in the hands of the Wildcats. For Larissa Lamb behind the camera, for Jerry Forschler production, for Gary Davidson, my stats and color, for Travis Forschler, I'm Chad Grammer saying good night from Independence. We'll see you next Friday night in Warrensburg.